Alright guys, so let's continue, and I'll go for where is it 100% or not? Okay, anyway, oh, it's 120. Okay guys, so let's continue with IAM, with Google Cloud IAM. Okay, so what we were doing last time was that we created, well, in previous classes, we created Google Cloud subscription. So Google Cloud subscription, Google. Okay, I'll just go Google, and then we, attached, we can say, it to admin console, which is the identity service. So created an identity service, and then now we added the domain as well. We added the domain from a domain registrar. We added a domain from domain registrar. So let me just get that registrar. So we can also call it as a tenant. So we know it from Azure. Added a tenant. So we added the domain from a domain registrar, added a tenant, and then attached or mapped it to our subscription, mapped it to our cloud subscription. We had to disable the billing from the cloud platform, and enable it to identity service based Google identity service based GCP console. So Google Cloud Platform that we created there, and once that is done, so we explored admin console. So there's admin.google.com, and then there is cloud.google.com, right? So now we need to log in when we go to cloud.google.com. So let's go to cloud.google.com and connect or log in with. Now you must have created an admin account at your domain.local, right? Oh, actually not .local, maybe .xyz, maybe .com, whatever, .com suppose. So you need to log in from cloud.google.com with your domain.com account. So that's the first thing. And once you're logged in from there, then let's check how many projects are already created there. And then also let's check if from inside the cloud.google.com there is a link to open admin.google.com, right, which basically is for managing users, groups, right, policies, devices, security. So for all that, just like in, we can say just like what we see in Azure AD, right? So all those identity related tasks that you want to do. So what we can do is we can go to actually we can start from here, and maybe you're already logged in, which is okay, but the better go to cloud.google.com and log in from admin. So let's do that first, and from there, so we're not connecting directly to admin.google.com, although we can do that too. But is there a link? Is there a link where we can actually first log into cloud.google.com, where it's a virtual data center, and then from there can we go to admin@yourdomain.com, right? Last time we were thinking that it's not possible, but once we have connected everything, then it is supposed to be done. So there is a link there. So what we're going to do is let's go to cloud.google.com here, and then log in from admin@yourdomain.com or whatever domain you had created there. So I'm just going to go there to the incognito mode, where I did actually log in from that, but I'll just go to it again. So cloud.google.com, right? Google.com, and once you're there, so it asks for that there's a console on the right side. Actually, I'm still logged in, so I'll just sign up from here. So it should then show that console and sign in here. So cloud.google.com, and then once we click the sign in, so it should ask this that you want to log in from which account. So which account, whatever account you created as admin@yourdomain, and the domain is purchased from your domain registrar, right? So it is already showing there because it just was logged in and I signed out, so it remembers that for now. I'm going to click that, and then it's asking for that password. So hopefully you have remembered the password. Well, it's supposed to be class password, and click next. Now basically, once we sign in from our admin at our domain registrar based domain, and then once you logged in, then we need to go to console. So this is the cloud, or this is the IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So if I click the console, it goes there. And once it is created, now I didn't log in directly to admin.google.com because oh, okay. So I didn't log into this.
Amir, we have deleted the project.
So did you log in from admin at whatever your domain?
No, because the project I was deleted the last lecture.
Okay, so you can see that I have different projects here, so I'm just gonna click that. Well, that was the other one. We logged in from our Gmail account, right? We're not supposed to log in from our Gmail account now. We're supposed to log in from admin@installingsoft. Or well, this is my domain, but we all created that domain and admin account, and then we're supposed to log in from that domain account now, not the Gmail account. I didn't log in from Gmail account here, right? So if you log in, so you can see on the project site that first of all your organization should be showing here, which is this. If you check that, either you go no organization or you go organization. So last time this is what we were checking here. So the organization is showing. Then we did create other projects, but and I asked that within the organization what we created, we don't have to delete that. So the projects are still there, right? So there was my first project there, and then there is this project as well. So this is from the last class setting that we have. We can just create new project here as well, but hopefully everyone has logged in from the domain account, not the Gmail account. And well, that's the first thing. You can if I cancel out So on the left side, you still see the whole platform here, right? All the options there, IAM admin as well, which we see before. But on the right side, does it show to you organization, or it should be showing to you organization here. It could show you the project as well. Then you can just go click on the right side and simply click this organization. So organization should be showing there, right? And if the organization is showing there, then I'll just go ahead and once the organization is on the left side is marketplace, billing, APIs and services, support, IAM and admin. So we were actually here in IAM and admin, right? So if I go to IAM and admin, wow, IAM and admin. So there is, well, I'll just go to that dashboard here, IAM and admin. So it looks like this to me. Then this was what we were looking for, or that's where we were in last class, where the organization is clearly showing, right? On the right side, if I check that, yes, this is the admin at installing soft.xyz there. And we have two users here, well, the domain is there and the two users and the other user, which is the admin user, right? Now, I want to also log in from admin.google.com. So I can, there are two ways. I can just go here to the next tab and just type admin.google.com and log in from exactly this same account, admin at yourdomain.xyz or your domain and dot whatever, right? So I can go directly here and type admin.google.com and press enter. So it just shows up like this. So that's the main thing, is we're just logging in from the same account from both cloud.google.com and admin.google.com. So if I go back to cloud.google.com here, where actually all the action is, but here, this is the Azure Active Directory kind of thing. This is G Suite. Here is Azure Active Directory there in Azure, and it's G Suite here. So all the usernames, username groups related settings there. So if I go back to the cloud portion of that, or IaaS portion of that, actually both are related to IaaS, or infrastructure as a service. Now under IAM is identity and organization. So in identity and organization, either it will be showing you on the right side that how do you want to connect. So there could be one line showing here only instead of all this. There could be one line showing there that you need to select an organization name. An organization name is your GoDaddy.com domain name here, right? If you see that, you can click the select and it will show you here, go to checklist. If it does not show this, well, you can just put your screenshots there on WhatsApp as well in the group, and we can all check it out. So here, if you click the select and the domain name, which is the organization name now, so then you should be seeing all this configuration. And we saw that before in last class as well. There's a go to checklist, there's a delegate setup. So go to checklist is what we followed in last class, right? If I go to that checklist, I don't have to go now to the checklist. If I just go to the checklist, so that's where we started. Set up your cloud identity, domain and organization. So we set up everything else, and then now we're logged in again with actual organization name here. So I don't have to come here again because the rest is, it's just saying that go ahead and try to create users and groups, which we know now where to create. So I'm just going to go back here, IAM and admin, and then identity and organization, right? IAM and admin and our identity and organization, and there. So this is the go to checklist. If you're able to see that screen, so it would be because you click the select button here to choose the organization name here. Then delegate setup, if you want, suppose you have a junior admin there or senior admin who else also want to have full access to this organization. So you can just add some other user as well. Migrate projects and billing. Suppose you have Google Cloud, other Google Cloud where you want to migrate from, and if you still have the credentials for that, then you can migrate from here, from that. But if we go down to set permissions, and you can see that there is an admin console written here. And you can see that exactly the same link that we separately connected from, that appears here as well. So the question was there that, hey, is there a link within Google Cloud that takes us to admin console? So yes, within the Google Cloud identity organization, it only appears when you have first configured this identity organization fully and then logged in again the way that that we logged in. So then you will see that this link appears now, and there's a manage users and manage groups. When you click this manage users, it actually takes you to the same place where you separately could have logged in, admin.google.com. So yes, within the cloud, if you go to this area, you will see that from within the cloud there's a link to connect to admin as well. So I'm going to click if I click the manage users here, right? If I click the manage users, so now it's the same, it's the screen that is showing there the users here. But if I, this is the Google admin console. This is the same console that I separately logged in from, but now I'm connected from within the cloud administrator after connecting the whole environment. So if I go to the left side, this one, right? If I go to the left side, you can see, and you click the home button. So there we are now. So that is, both are connected, the cloud.google.com and the admin.google.com, both are actually connected. Now we saw that from cloud.google.com we can go to the admin console, but from within the admin console, if we want to go to the actual cloud console, that is still not there, or if they have changed that place, or if they added it but not showing clearly here, then that's so if I click on the left side, that's the main menu or navigation menu. So there are all these areas there, but I don't see any link here to connect to the cloud dot. Okay, that's just the domains, but cloud.google.com, right? Anyway, so what we see here is that we log in from the domain account from admin at the domain name, and then we connected to admin console from here within that IAM and admin, right? So we need to check all the features here for IAM and admin because of the 5 main topics that we need to go for, which I mentioned in all previous classes as well. Okay. So these are the topics that we need to go for. So the first one is this, but to connect the whole environment, we had to go for a lot of steps, and obviously they're not easy. There's always a challenge there, and to maintain that, obviously we need to. That golden word repetition really says it all, and we need to keep repeating until we are perfect. So subs. Okay, now what's next? So we were able to connect. Let's check how projects are already created. So yes, there are some projects created here, and let's check if from inside the cloud. Yes, that is also done. We're connected there. So we need to explore now. Let's explore the features of admin.google.com and IAM and admin. So then we can go for the compute features there as well. Okay, so these are the two. This is fully just like Azure Active Directory. It's a combination of IAM and admin in Cloud Console and the full admin console separately as well. They both combine to offer the same services that in Azure, Azure Active Directory offers. So they both combine to that, because they don't have a very powerful central authentication system as Azure has, like the Azure Active Directory. That's very powerful and very old central authentication system. Obviously, Google's authentication system is as secure, but it's not as organized as Azure Active Directory. So once we have gone inside the admin console here, so we already see that there's a dashboard. We went for users as well. If I go inside the users, we were able to create more accounts there for just one domain that we added here, and for that we added a lot of accounts there. Users from all organization units, users from selected organizational units. There is add new user. We create those users. Bulk update users. You can just bulk update all. This is what we did in Azure Active Directory as well, that we went for bulk edit there, right? So if I click the bulk update inside the users area, so download CSV file, it says, and add or edit user info in CSV template, and then upload CSV file, attach CSV file. So bulk update users just tells you that, hey, you want to make any update to the profile. Suppose you want to change everyone's department. You have 5,000 users here and you want to change their last name or department or phone. Download them, make those changes, because the formats will be here. In fact, it's showing the formats as well. If I click the formats, view formats, so it goes for email, org unit path, and password hash recovery. So there's a big format here for which the files will be showing there. If I just simply close that, and I think that's the same thing that is here. Yeah, so we're in the list of users here, bulk update users. So I'm going to just download that user file. So where was I? I just went to Google Admin. I was there in Home, and then I went inside the users, and then all the users that we know already are created and admin account is there. But I'm on bulk update users here. I'm going to click that bulk update users, and just to check that template or the CSV file format, download blank CSV template or download user info CSV file. So we can just download that to check it out, because this is something, this type of tickets you need to resolve all the time, that oh, this user or mass changes we need to do on all the users. One by one user changes is easy, but how to do mass changes as well. So I'm just going to click that download CSV file. Your task preparing user info CSV file. 6 users downloaded, and then it says user info CSV file is ready to download, and so it's see details. If I see that details, and so it's ready to download. So I'm just going to click the download CSV. I'll quickly download that CSV and check it out, that what's the format. Why we're doing that? Well, just to check that what's the format. Just like we checked in Azure Active Directory as well. So users.csv, click that. Okay, so this is the format, and if you had, suppose, thousands of users there, and you were asked to, hey, make those changes there, so you can see that home phone, mobile phone, work address, home address, employee here, and then employee again, employee title, employee type. So we get the idea that, okay, so it is useful when you need to do large scale changes there, and you need to put some more information there and then upload it back there, and it will simply update those changes for the users. So employee type, if I just type here contractors, and Control A, Control C, and so contractors, right? I just made a change here, and just put that employee type as contractors, and I'll just close this file. And your tasks and other tasks, so well, these are, there's that time clock type thing, old time clock thing. So bulk update users is there. There's download users. If I click the bulk update, this is upload CSV. On the same screen now it says, oh, you made a change? Okay, are you ready to upload? Yes. And I'm gonna click that, attach CSV file, and go down to, think, documents, no, downloads, and users. This is the file that I just made a change in, and double click. So the main thing is that, does it accept it? Is it okay what I did? And I click the upload button here, and processing bulk upload user info and email will be sent to this admin. Okay, so it didn't give an error. That's a good thing. Bulk upload user info completed. See details. If I click that, 6 rows successfully uploaded. Okay, and download log. So I can just click the download log, or I can just check the users directly here. I just selected the download log, this one, right? Okay, well, it just says action succeeded. So whatever I did, it succeeded. So for these accounts, it succeeded. So it could have said failed as well. So I'll just go to one account, and where does it say contractors? So it was add groups, and okay, it's a big one. Manage devices, apps, licenses, admin roles, groups, and security user information. So this is user information, the top one, and I just put it aside, and yeah, there's a contractors. So yes, the bulk edit works fine. You just download the file, make the change, upload it for thousands of users, and it will just update. So well, that's bulk edit, right? So if we go back here to user screen, so I'm still in the user screen, and there's a bulk update users, there's download users, there's more here, manage custom attributes. So that is, if I click that, manage custom attributes, it's standard attributes, non-editable are these. You want to change any of those attributes? Oh, I want to have an option here, private email, also with job email. You want to add some other column here, you want to add some of the default attributes, so then you can do that. That's kind of advanced there, that if you want to, and in Azure Active Directory they also allow that, but then you have to just check out is it exactly what you want. If I click the users back here, so not a lot of options here, and in terms in the users area, especially in Azure Active Directory, you saw the users area had multi-factor authentication. So it's not here, but it's in another place in the security area or section of admin console. It is there, but normally in Azure, users related settings are all in this user. So just a comparison, small comparison going on there. If we go for users from selected organizations here, organizational units there, not organization. So there is a sales department OU, and it has no email status or last sign in, and manage columns there. So if I expand that, there is employees organizational unit here as well. But can we add users? Suppose it's a sales department users, so can we add users to sales department there? If I go to add new user, obviously that is doable here. If I see in the users area, right, that file that I downloaded, did it had a column of organizational units here as well? Org unit path. So we could have added a path here, sales as well. So if I go back here to this, so sales DEPT-OU. So slash is just the root where the users are, but I want all the users to be actually in, part of the sales department. So sales DEPT-OU is one OU that we created in last class. So sales DEPT-OU, if the spellings are correct, I can make a change here, and that is not the admin, but all others I want part of the sales DEPT-OU, and copy, paste. So I want them all in that department, organizational department. So save. I just did another change. I'm saving it. Okay. Okay, it's saying that, oh, you made a change and it didn't like it or something. So I'll just go there, bulk update again, and I'll attach this file again, that hey, I made another change, can you just upload that, and can you actually make that change? So I just attach that users file again after adding users to sales DEPT. I think the spellings, hopefully they're correct and it's not case sensitive, otherwise it's going to give an error. Okay, see details, and yeah, the log file. So everything should be fine. I'm just gonna refresh that. There's no local refresh here. Nope. So browser-based refresh. Yes. Well, if I go there now, there were no users before. Now there are users. So you can just add users to specific OU there as well. But if you go to the specific OU and select that, are there any organizational policies that you can connect to that? We're going to see that later as well. But if I go down to manage organizational units here, so that's it. There's one organizational unit, but suppose you have marketing department, you have other departments, admin, IT department, you can keep on creating, and which users and groups belong to which organizational units. Yep.
Amir, those users are moved or copied?
These are copied, exactly. So they
Copy. Okay, if I apply policy or rule or something on that user, it will apply also on user inside OU or
so
just
yes, you're right. If they are attached to this OU, the policy will apply to them. If they are also attached to another OU, so this is exactly then what we also know in our group policies in Azure Active Directory, that whichever policy, if there's a conflict, they will have a conflict. If there's no conflict, yes, policy from another OU and this OU, both will apply it, as long as they are not in conflict. So okay.
okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys, here, so we just added it to OU. Now, organizational unit, how far do they go in Google Cloud? Obviously, we will try to check it out from different other future labs as well. So I'm just going to go back here to the home, and then we were just exploring users, but in users you won't find a lot of things, because a lot of other things are actually spread across the admin console, right? So that this is all that is there for now. But if we go ahead, as we keep some more features or keep adding some, so I'm just gonna click the home button, and then there's groups here. We already have an idea about groups, and is I created the sales department group here as well. Other than that, add members, manage members, edit settings, more. So not much here. If I go to the already created group, security group here, and edit settings here, so other than the permissions, that's it. Obviously the permissions needs to be seen there, and also groups for business should be turned on in Google Workspace services to edit these settings, and moderation settings, advanced settings as well. I'm just going to go down to advanced settings quickly and check it out, that what are the advanced settings, and there you go, 403. So we're sorry, but you do not have access to this document. Oh, document? No, it's okay. I don't need document for that. So was it this one? Yeah, I'll go back. So but this is about if you want to have groups for business as well. We're gonna check it out, because we need to actually enable that in the settings in the security, which is still upcoming topic. So I'm gonna go back here, go to home button here, and then there is organizational units, which we also talked about, and we created the sales OU, and then there's a child OU there as well. So this is something that we have talked about already. I'm just going to go back here, and then devices. So secure corporate data on devices, and in the devices you have here mobile and endpoints. So it's not supposed to be a complete MDM solution, but it seems like it can manage a lot of, so there's no devices right now, manage Android, iOS, and Google Sync devices there. So that's the first one, and there's devices written here as well. Obviously, if you have, it has already detected that I'm logged in from Windows 10, so that's pretty cool. But we logged in from admin.google.com in our cell phones. So I'm gonna go to my Samsung Android cell phone, right? Android cell phone. I'm gonna go to the Play Store. You have iPhone. Please go ahead and try to check if you can download the Google Console app. So if I go to my cell phone here and go to Google, Cloud actually, Google, and I'm gonna type in the search in App Store or Play Store, Google Cloud. So there is Google Cloud app. There's a Google Cloud Console in my Play Store showing there. So what I would suggest is, and I'm going to type here as well, that open your cell phone's App Store or Play Store and go to just download, okay, and download Google Console, Google Cloud Console app. Hey, that's an app, right? Or that's the name of the app, right? I'll just check it out. Google Cloud Console. If I check that, yes, that's the exact name of the app. Google Cloud Console. That's the name of the app. So, and then log in from your admin account, right? And log in from your admin account. Log in from your admin account. So I'll just, and then also we need to explore one more thing, and that is, what do you see? So what controls slash options slash features do you see with admin account, right? Do you see with admin at your domain dot com, right? So I'm gonna go to, I've already actually downloaded that maybe for last course, and it's just there. I'm gonna click open, and once I go to that, so I think I'm already logged in, which I don't want. All services report normal status. Billing is not enabled. Okay. Test project 1. Oh, I am logged in from my other account, so I'm just going to sign out from there. And sign in from this one. Oh, it doesn't let me log in from 2 accounts. Add another account, okay. And I've clicked the add another account because I'm just signing in from 2 other accounts as well with this application, and those accounts are not Google Cloud related at all. Guys, is it working for you? Play.google.com. Couldn't sign in. There was a problem connecting to play.google.com. Okay. Manage accounts on this device. Cloud Shell. Billing settings. I'll just quickly add another one. If you were able to log in, that's good. Otherwise, when I'm able to log in, I'll check it out. Okay, so it's not letting me log in. I'll just delete the app and then go ahead. Otherwise, we can just download or switch accounts. I can try to switch accounts as well. So it's just detecting my all logged in accounts in my cell phone. But when I want to add another one, it says that couldn't connect to the Play Store, which is strange. Okay, so looks like I'm the only one trying here. So if anyone else is trying and you're able to log in, let me know. Otherwise, I'll try that some other time. Admin. So okay. Well, there's open your cell phone's app store. If you're doing that, yeah, it's okay. Otherwise, try to do it. I'm not able to do it right now, so I'll just try to go ahead and in maybe next class I'll just remove this application and then try it again, right? So what we need to do here is if you go back here, so it does detect that I'm logged in from Windows 10, which is really cool. And here, if you want to search the keywords, but that's it. You want to search here, and I'll check that in devices why later. I'm just gonna check that why it was not able to let me connect with a third account here. So mobile devices, if we go for, and there's a click here, there's no mobile devices, and this is where we would have seen that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the other one, Now, if you have logged in, or whenever you do log in, then you should be able to see, because if it detects our Windows 10, so it will detect your cell phone based sign in as well, right? And then there is, but what can you do with the devices? Obviously, it's not an MDM solution. If I go to this Windows 10 device here and I click that, so it does give you a lot more detail here about that Windows 10 that I'm connecting from. It's from when did I connect it from there, and there is the user information, device information, and device security. But when we go to the device security, it doesn't give us anything else. But on the other side, there's more written here: sign out the user from this device, delete device, and view audit info. Other than that, so this is kind of basic info. It's not MDM or mobile device management kind of solution here, right? And so not much options here. So I'm going to just go back here. You can connect an MDM from outside services as well. And it gives you a message here: fundamental. Well, so there's a question. Chintan says, is there any MDM solutions provided by Google Cloud? So normally Google Cloud would go for either VMware AirWatch or any other third-party solutions. If they have come up with now Google Cloud MDM, so then I have to search that too. But for now I don't think they have any. They would just go for third-party, unless endpoint management is actually some cloud identity. Now this is exactly the name of the Microsoft Intune and Azure MDM solution. So if I go for endpoint management with Google Identity, which is actually an upcoming topic, so key unit productive and data more secure with easy to use, easy to set up endpoint management for Android, iOS, and Windows 10. So it would not be really a big one, mobilize your workforce, but this is kind of basic, we can say. Not very basic, but not as comparable to the VMware AirWatch, which is professionally MDM and MAM as well, mobile application management. So bring your own device support, endpoint management supports and enables BYOD, making it easy to keep your company data safer. Okay, so once you bring the device, then they do show that they will control your device. Quick and easy deployment. As soon as your employee's device gets enrolled, all Wi-Fi and email configurations, including server-side certificates, get pushed to the device. Well, that's what MDM does actually. And no agent required. Agentless setup for basic management offers wipe and inventory control. So yes, it's not advanced management. It's and this much we do need, but it's not a full MDM solution. But this much, that you're able to wipe the device or company data, and that inventory controls at how many devices in the companies are. So for all devices in your fleet with no user setup or disruption. So yes, somewhat there, but not a full MDM solution. And it says here cloud identity. This is cloud identity service that we are attached to already. And if you go for premium, yes, then it will have a lot of solutions there, and that's what we went for, as well. But this is not a full MDM solution. It is going there for some of those features there. Otherwise, it's gonna go for third-party MDM. Okay, if we go back here in devices, so the endpoint list includes every desktop device used to access your data. That's very good. Sign out users from these devices via actions, use management type after type filter, fundamental to focus the list, right? So suppose your account and other user accounts are logged in from other devices as well. So you would know that who logged in from which device, and you can even have the serial number there. But if you go through endpoint management of Google, then it will then push the certificate, and it will push all the management controls there to your device in that case. So I'm just going to go back here to devices, and there's mobile devices, then there's endpoints that we're talking about: manage Windows 10, drive file system, drive file stream, endpoint verification, and fundamental devices. So well, it says no devices. I'm just gonna click that endpoints, and it still just takes us to exactly that screen that we had. I'm just gonna click OK, got it here. So not much other than action what we took. Now it would be better if we had a cell phone based device added there, but later we can do that too. What I wanted to do was to actually delete my Google console, um Google Cloud Console, and then install it and just log in from my account. So you will see that it will get detected here, and not only that, it's going to. I'm just actually looking on my cell phone where. Among the millions of applications that I have, where's the Google Console? So I could just at least delete it quickly, and then later I'll just add that, which I can't. That's a lot of icons I have to keep an eye on. So I'll just leave it. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to this devices, and in the devices endpoints are drive file stream and endpoint verification. So this is just it gives a lot of information but not a lot of functionalities. You have to connect the endpoint management with it. So managed browsers here, so if I click that, does it have any information about that, which browser the users are logging in from? And if we go down there, user settings, apps and extensions, reports. So managed browsers would be, obviously the users are connecting from any type of browsers, right? So do you want to enroll those browsers? Suppose you say that, oh, I don't want you to connect from Internet Explorer, it's gone already, but I don't want you to connect to the Google console from Safari browser in iOS. So there are things that we can do. Learn how to enroll browsers is also shown here. If I click that, set up Chrome browser cloud management. Chrome browser cloud management. Sign up for Chrome browser cloud management. So what does it do? Manage Chrome browser from a single cloud-based admin console across all your Microsoft Windows, Apple, Mac, and Linux devices at no additional cost. So that's very good. You're controlling Chrome browser. What add-ons you want to put here? Do you want to actually remove incognito mode? In the settings, what tools should be there, what should be there, more tools, what extra features should be there or should not be there. So when they connect from this, it should be a managed browser and not employees adding all other stuff as well. Especially add-ons, have some of the add-ons of some other companies that are not even clear for security, and though suppose it's a signature add-on you added there, or just a notepad add-on, so maybe that add-on conflicts with some of the company policies there. So you can enforce 100 plus Chrome policies, 100 plus for all users who open Chrome browser on a managed device. Managed device is that device that is registered with your endpoint manager. So these are the same policies that can be managed with on-premise tools like Windows Group Policy. So you're saying that, they're saying that, hey, it's like, remember Windows Group Policy? That's what these policies are also. Users don't have to sign in or have Google accounts to receive policies. So obviously your device has to be managed or registered with the endpoint manager of Google Cloud, and then whether you're logged in from this company's account, admin at your company name or not, if your device is registered with us with Google Endpoint Management, then yes, you will get the policies. Block suspicious extensions. This is what I'm saying. Add-ons is what it's saying here. Extensions across your organization and do other common ideas. This is one way for any new startup. Suppose you think that, oh, it's a very cool feature, let me just add that extension, and it could be actually downloading malware, and that way you could be stuck with a lot of ransomware as well. So view reports on Chrome browsers deployed across your organization, including each browser's current version, installed apps and extensions, and enforce policies. So obviously get your device registered. If this is registered, then you can implement a lot of policies now. But if you go down here, setup steps. Wow, can you say it fast? Setup steps. No. Okay, sign up for Chrome browser cloud management. That's the first step. Enroll cloud managed Chrome browsers. then set policies for enrolled browsers, and then enable Chrome browser reporting. So and Chrome browser, which one is allowed? Version 73 or later. Windows, Mac, or Linux doesn't support managing browsers. So if I go for start setup now, so obviously your hundreds or thousands of users would be connecting through Chrome browser here, because that's Google's product. If I'm connecting to Office 365, although I use Chrome, but when I connect from Microsoft Edge to Microsoft 365, then I see more ease of use, and some of the very few very advanced features or in-depth features are available only through Edge browsing, Microsoft Edge in Microsoft 365 or Office 365, that I don't see from connecting from Chrome. So if you go to vendor specific browser, you will see you can actually control everything as well. Now if I click that start setup now here, so it says sign up for Chrome browser cloud management, enroll cloud management Chrome browsers. Suppose you have hundreds or thousands of users there that are connecting, and you want to put some policies there as well. To manage Chrome browser from the cloud management console, you need to associate your devices with a domain. Okay, there you go. So if the devices are associated only, then you can go ahead and step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? It tells you all the steps here. Get your admin console account. Yes, we have that. Fill out this form for the preferred account name. Yes, we are. And skip this step if you're already manage a domain with one of the following products. G Suite. Yes, we already managed this with G Suite. If I go next step here, so then it said enroll cloud managed Chrome browsers. After you have access to your Google admin console, yes, we have. I came from there, right? Here's how to enroll the devices where you want to manage Chrome browsers. You will then be able to enforce policies for any users who open Chrome browser on an enrolled device. The main thing is, did you enroll the device? So it says generate an enrollment token. In your Google admin console, go to devices, click Chrome management and manage browsers, and then it says optional to add browsers in the top level organization in your organization. Include all organization units. At the bottom, click add to generate an enrollment token. In the box, click copy to copy the enrollment token, and that's next is enroll browsers with the enrollment token. So it's just saying that go to this area, download a token on your device. My device is what? Windows 10, right? So enroll your create a token, download it in your Windows 10, and then run it here. And Chrome browser cloud management currently has a limit on the number of browsers that can be enrolled simultaneously. We recommend that you enroll no more than 150 browsers per minute. Wow. Okay, that's cool, right? Enroll browsers on Windows, then it gives you the steps here as well. Use the group policy management editor. Seriously, are you kidding me? So here it actually tells you to go to the registry areas and to the generated token you copied above. Set this like this. Clear the current enrollment if one exists, if you have already enrolled that. So these are the steps to register your browser, right? And then download the rec file and then deploy an enrollment token in VMware Workspace 1. So you can use VMware Workspace 1 to generate a Chrome browser cloud management enrollment token. So, well, it shows you, and then at the end, launch Chrome browser and confirm enrollment. So what overall it's saying, if your Windows 10 or your Android device or your iOS device or Apple iPhone device or any other, you want to register, these are the ways to do that. Does it actually tell you unenroll a device, enrollment and device token locations, re-enroll a device? So what we can do is, or what I can do is, I can go to the devices and click Chrome management and manage browsers. That's where I was before, right? Oh, okay. Managed browser, and there was a plus sign here, this one, right? Not was a as. So now there's that Chrome browser cloud management license agreement, and we read everything now, and so by clicking accept button below, you're indicating, yeah, I'm indicating I accept. And then it says enrollment token. So copy the following enrollment token to your group policy. Are you kidding me? Can't you just have a exe file, download it, double click it, it runs, registered, as easy as you do that in Azure to register your whole Hyper-V. We did that whole registration of the Hyper-V machine, right? So revoke and generation token, download the .reg file, that's what it said, or a download file for Mac and Linux. So once you do that, you are exposed to 100 plus group policies for your browser from which users are connecting to your console. You can then block a lot of stuff, right? So it's powerful, and you can register at one time 150 devices to this. So if I go to the download the .reg file, Windows only, I'm Windows only. I'll click it on downloads, and it seems like a registry file, right? How did you open this window? See this? So are you in managed browsers, Chintan? And do you see the right bottom, this button, orange button, plus button? Oh, yeah, just click that, and the middle one here. So copy the following enrollment token to your group policy, right? Down the reg file. So, oh yeah, I didn't click that. I hope it's not this separate. I didn't copy this, right? This one. And then the registry file. It has actually let us download a registry file here, and I didn't copy this whole. Now I have to copy this. I think it generated again when I click the plus sign. Obviously it will. So I'm going to click the plus sign here and go for my notepad here, and I'll just go for, oh, okay, let me just right click and open third notepad here. Okay, so I want to register my Windows 10 device, so the Chrome browser here could be managed with 100 plus policies. That's what's going on, right? So I've copied this token here. Copy the following enrollment token to your group policy. So it just gives you the step-by-step after that, okay, that's the screen. I'll just share that screen here, and you can just open it on your side as well, and here as well. Oh, what was the title of this? And obviously registering the Windows 10 to have managed browser policies from Google Admin Console. So that's what the link is for. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now and check it out. So it just says generate enrollment token. Yes, I did that. Okay, what else? I did that. 5 at the bottom, click add to generate. Yes, we click that button, and in the box click copy. I did that too. Okay, all this area, step 1, generate enrollment token, is done, right? Second is enroll browsers with the enrollment token. So Chrome browser cloud management currently has a limit on the number of browsers that can be enrolled simultaneously. Yeah, just go for 150 browsers. We are working on significantly increasing the limit in a future release. So enroll browsers on Windows. Use the group policy management editor. Anyone knows what's the short key for group policy management editor? That's a very famous. You go to run and type something.msc.
edit.msc.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. You heard me. So GP edit, exactly. So it says here you need to go use group policy management editor under key local machine. Hey, isn't that registry key? Okay, I'll just go to run and GP edit dot. I don't have to type .msc, right? Although it's .msc. Yes, I have to type gpedit.msc. So once we open that, because this is registry editor path, it's not a gpedit path for the group policy, right? So use the group policy management editor. I did open that, but I don't think this is the path for that. It is so I'm gonna go for regedit, right? Regedit, regedit, right? So regedit normally is, this path is for registry. So if I go for that HKey local machine, so all the paths are here, and this is the HKey local machine, the third hive, and then it says here this one software. Then it says policies. I'll go down to policies. You know, when they make us do registry changes, that's not fun. Like you know, they could have just come up with a full software or utility. Oh, policies. Okay, and then Google. So I'll go to policies. Then, are you kidding me? There's no Google. Okay. Adobe Google? No. Microsoft Google? Obviously, that's not where Google is. Okay, congrats. It's a dead end. Yeah, I'm going to the correct path here. HKey local machine, software, policies, Google. The Google is not there. Oh, G. Under the software, Google. So under the software it would be, right? Google, exactly right, and Chrome. So this path is wrong. And Chrome, that's it. So on the Chrome level, set cloud management enrollment token to the generated token you just copied, which is not there. If I go for cloud management, so it's not already written anywhere. Cloud enrollment management token. You know what? If we run that rec, then we might get this what we want. There's a rec here, right? I downloaded that rec from +. So if I click that, and the publisher could not be verified, I hope it's not a hacking script from Google. Registry editor, it will open a registry editor that I just downloaded. Adding information can unintentionally change or delete values and cause components to stop working correctly. If you do not trust the source of this information in blah blah blah, do not add it to the registry. It's adding something to the registry. So although it says just go to that path, and we do not find anything here, but the keys and values were added to the registry, have been successfully added. I did that first. Now I'm going to open the regedit again. Maybe we find it now. I said maybe. So normally we always test it vigorously, and then we never use the word maybe ever in a production environment. So if I go to the exact path here, right, after making my own changes here, so software and then policies should have it, because it clearly says policies here. So software, I'll just go down here to policies, and I opened it LMNOP. Now it has Google. Okay, so it has Google here, and obviously it will have Chrome, and there is our entry. That's what we wanted, right? Okay, so Marim says, does Windows Edition import? No, any Windows. Home will definitely not be a preference, but you know, wherever the browser can be added, right? So even on the home Windows, you can open a Chrome browser, so you would want to manage that Chrome browser from there as well. So although I would assume that it's professional, enterprise, and ultimate, but I think home will also work because it's just browser-based policy, nothing else. So guys, this is there. We're good now. So cloud management enrollment, what do we need to put in there? that token that I copied from up there. Which token? This. Actually, I do see that key there. Copy. It ends with 38638, starts with 09EE. 09EE 38638. It's the exact key. So either you run that rec file and double click and it's going to create that for you. So yes, they do have a tool there. Or if I double click here, this key is exactly the same key. And I'll drag it down here. So 09E944E1109 4854 81C5 48dB, yes, 3BE, and then 38638, exactly the same key. So either we download the registry and double click it and run it, or we do these steps if that is not possible. So okay, done. Okay, so if we close that and don't save, so it's already there, we don't need to copy paste that. And well, if it's already there, then what's the next step? I'm just gonna close that. There's no save button here. Normally in the registry it just saves it, right? So I'll just close it now. And so notes, the token must be set at a local machine. Yes, I did that. It won't work at the user level if you are repurposing an existing machine that has already been enrolled in Chrome, blah 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 blah. Okay, you need to remove management tokens. If the machines you are enrolling are imaged from the same Microsoft Windows source, make sure that you have used Microsoft System Preparation Tool, SysPrep. If you have done the imaging, yes, SysPrep has to be done with generalized option. You can just see that how to run all this in my 02Dec2020 course in LMS, where we started from creating a image of a machine, and then we created clones out of that. Okay, so download the rec file, did that, done. Blocking, launch if enrollment friends, yeah. Deploy an enrollment token in VMware Workspace, option 3. So these are just the options. So I was expanding just the option 1 and was reading that, but there was an option 2. Okay, so then first option we didn't find, then we went for the second option. Obviously you won't find it if you didn't run this rec file. Well, if suppose their rec file had an issue, we would have had to create the whole keys there ourselves, right? But anyway, just download the rec file and running it just does it. Now next is step 3, launch Chrome browser and confirm enrollment. After setting the enrollment token using one of the methods in step 2, quit Chrome browser if it's open and launch Chrome browser on the managed device. Sign into the Google Admin Console, go to Device Management, Chrome Management, Manage Browsers. All browsers that have been launched with your enrollment token will appear in browser list. Okay. Oh man, I have gazillions of links open in Chrome. Seriously, you want me to close all these? That's brutal. I'm so hurt now. Okay, there you go. All gone. Oh, okay. Now all gone. Nothing open. Very, very bad. Nasty. Okay, so I'll just open that and hopefully it asks me launching Chrome after, oh, Chrome Enterprise. Okay, one browser has opened and it did not ask me to restore, so that's not a good idea. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna go to open this and go to incognito and log in from directly from my admin. You know what, I'll just go through cloud.google.com and from within that I'm gonna open the admin console. So cloud.google.com enter, and then I'll sign in, cloud.google.com, sign in from the admin account. That is my domain admin at installing soft.xyz. Next, and slide to see 3. Next. So first I log in from my cloud account, I go to the console. From within that, I launch the admin console, right? I'm gonna go to the console. And well, so I'm in the project, but I'm just gonna go to the organization level here. Organization level. I click the project, organization level. Select the organization level here first. Then I go to navigation menu on the left side. And then I am an admin. It looks like I'm saying I am an admin. IAM and admin. I have to clearly say that. And then identity and organization inside that. So now I want to go to admin area, which is at the bottom. There's an admin console area written here, and this is the link, and manage users is there as well. So I'm just going to launch this admin.com, google.com. Yes, it takes me there, and I now need to go to devices, and I need to check if my browser got, because I registered my device to Google, so it does it have it or not. So managed browsers. Hey, there is one browser, yay! Okay, I'll click that, and yes, okay, that's my laptop name, AMLP, Armored Laptop, right? And Cloud Engineers Academy, yes, organizational unit, and Windows 10 correctly detected. Okay, congrats. So if I select that, then it says browser version, number of extensions, number of policies, user version, machine user, assets, and if I keep going ahead, asset ID, location, notes. So it say all that, and if I keep it selected and go up there to manage browser, this one, right? So manage browsers, user settings, apps and extensions, reports, printers. Now these are the options here. So we are in managed browsers here. Also, this is just manage columns, and this is just move selected browser. So nothing much here, but this is the only area where we can go after selecting your device. So it detected my Windows 10 now, and that there's from this browser I logged in. So if I had logged in from my cell phone, it's going for Mac and it's going for Linux as well, right? So any device you want to register now. So I'm just going to go down to user settings here after manage browser. So first of all, I'll still click that. It still just takes me here, right? Include all organizational units. If I go there, this is an organization unit. I'll just keep that, include all organizational units, so I could see this here, and I've selected it again, right? Now first of all, I'm going to click on top of this machine name. Now it is giving me certain information, and that is machine info. First of all, it's Windows 10 this version, enrollment at this time. Now I got a device ID as well. Okay, this device ID would be important because later if we have management, their endpoint management, this device ID we can put, and we can actually send a wipe there. Don't do that. Okay, it's my laptop, come on. And process and profiles, so nothing showing here. Installed apps and extensions, no installed extensions on this machine, really. Extension reports is here on the right side. I'm just gonna go for extension report here. Oh, so there is no extensions, really? You're kidding me. So I'll go back, and if I go down to applied browser policies, so there's a machine policies, and no policy has yet been applied. Okay, plugins, no plugins are detected. So I think it is because I'm in incognito mode. Otherwise, I have add-ons, I have extensions. So, okay, here, well, this is all empty because we did not deploy anything, but just to show that the registered device would show this much information here, right? And so that's one. And if I go ahead, so I'm going to go back to manage browsers here. and go for the next one, that is user settings. Here in the Chrome area here, if I go to user settings, so it goes for terms of service, right? So we haven't gone to the policies yet. So first was manage browser, the second is user settings, and let's read the whole thing here. Read, accept, and then it takes us to user settings here. Maximum user session length. So how long do you want the user to be there? 1 up to 1440 minutes. After that, leave empty for unlimited sessions. Otherwise, the browser will kick our user out from here. So suppose you say that, hey, you're connected to my in my Google Cloud, and you're about to create compute engine, virtual machines there, and everything. That's sensitive task. So I can't let you just connect here all the time. Suppose I go for 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, it's gonna kick you out, right? Or we can just leave it. So I'm just gonna leave it actually. So for end users, yes, it will be 30 minutes. Oh, you're connecting to my Google Cloud. So after 30 minutes of session, maximum session length, then you just need to relog in, right? It also says here, if I click the question mark, controls how long user sessions last. The remaining session time is shown on a countdown timer in the user system tray. After the specific time, users are automatically signed out and the session ends. Enter a value between this. So they are automatic. This is not idle sign time up, idle timeout. It's whether you're really working, and the system tray will start saying, hey, I'm about to kick you out no matter what you do. That's that. There's not idle timeout. Okay, and then the browser sign-in settings inherited from Google default, and that is how do you want to sign in from the browser? You can just put it here as well. How do you want the users to be signed in, right? So it is inherited Google default, or you can just put that, hey, users, you can forces users to sign in to use the browser, or disable browser sign in. So browser sign in, obviously you can sign in from your local account as well, or that private Gmail account as well. Restrict sign in to pattern. So a regular expression which is used to determine which Google accounts can be set as browser primary accounts in Google Chrome. The account that is chosen during the sync opt-in flow. So normally when I log in, so I am logged in already with my private Gmail, right? This one. So you can restrict that. No, you can log in from your private Gmail, or I'm disabling the login, automatic login of the browser. So this means that I won't be able to log in from any account here automatically, and then I can log in only from at cloud.google.com and admin.google.com. So there's a lot of restrictions that you can put there. Display password button. Do not show the display password button on the login and lock screen. Show the display. Obviously, if you don't show the password button, then you have to have multi-factor authentication configured there. And Chrome mobile, so do not apply supported user settings to Chrome on Android. For now, it's beta or beta, and that would be apply supported user settings to Chrome on Android. So you put a lot of restrictions up there, and then you can just implement them as well. Device enrollment, keep Chrome device in current location. Place Chrome device in user organization. So current location is okay, which is actually within all organizational units here, within this domain, within this organization, which is our organization name or my organization name, and asset identifier during enrollment. So populate asset ID and location fields during enrollment. So when you are enrolling a new device, try to check its location and asset ID. So the ID that it gives. Enrollment permissions allow users in this OU to enroll existing devices. So users can also allow users in this organization to enroll new devices or to re-enroll existing. Yes, you can allow, or you can just let it be done by desktop admins, desktop support guys. So it's up to you. Apps and extensions. The new apps and extensions page centralizes all app and extension provisioning. So allow and block apps, force install apps, pin apps to the taskbar, recommended apps and extensions. So you can see on the right side, if I keep going down, so I'll read each and everything on this page. These are all the 100 plus policies, and then our kids will be in universities, and their kids will be also actually in universities when we finish, if I start talking with every policy. But these are all the policies when I went to user settings or settings shown here. If I drop down, after you register your device, then there are settings there. Apps and extensions can let you block a lot. So it goes on and on. You go to apps and extensions, the application settings page includes additional app and extension settings. So if I go to app and extension page, right? So you have unsafe changes. Are you sure that you want to leave? Okay, it's gonna, let me just right click and open link in a new tab. And so this is the apps and extension page, right? Allow all other apps and extensions inherited from Google default, or allow other apps from the Google Play Store only. Allow other apps and extensions from Chrome Web Store only. Block all other apps and extensions. So you want to block anything, yes, you can do that. And allow all others. So allow users to install other apps and extensions. No apps and extensions match your filters. Add an app below or clear your filters. So there's a plus sign here, guys. And you can see as soon as I go to the plus sign, there is add by URL. You want to add an app or extension, you can do that. And so there's a really cool way to do this. Add by URL your extension, right? And add the Chrome app or extension by ID, right? So you have an ID of the app or extension, you can add it by ID, or add from Google Play. So go ahead, go to Google Play and simply add those extensions. These extensions that are here will be allowed. Other than that, you can just put those restrictions here. No, I'm not allowing you to, I'm not letting you to add any other app or extension. Normally they are very useful apps or extensions there, but you're the admin, you're the boss, and you can't just let them do shopping of their own and keep on adding whatever they want. So that's very interesting. So let's just add one app here. So from Play Store or add from Chrome Web Store. There's a Chrome Web Store, there's a Play Store as well. Well, I'm in Chrome, and I can just go to the Chrome Web Store here. So I'm just going to click this one to add an app or extension, right? So if I click that, there you go, linguistics, grammar, and spell checker. So, well, you get the idea. It's all the Bitmoji and Grammarly. Grammarly is so good, right? Hangouts. So it's all commercial. Obviously, it's not for just typical apps that we see there. Actually, it is there. Battle tabs, multiplayer battles in your new tab. So it's Farmville. I hate that name. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go. Oh, Twitch is also there. Seriously, are you kidding me? So I'm just gonna go for one app quickly here and just add it, right? So Grammarly was one app. Actually, I do have it, but I'm just gonna add it for the organization, right? So throughout the company, you want this app. I'm just gonna click that and select it, Grammarly, right? So I want it for all my 10,000 employees. This app as an extension added to, or I'll give that choice to my thousands of employees whose devices are registered now with my managed browsers, that okay, you're allowed to do this, add this extension, but nothing else, right? So this is a good experience for administrators to really control that. What kind of, you can see that there's Twitch there as well, right? The gaming videos sharing channel and all the games here. So you can't just allow employees to do shopping here. Chrome Web Store options including Chrome Web Store collection inherited from Google default. Use default permissions for this organization. Allow all permissions, customize permissions. So default permissions are already there. Customize permissions for this app and extension. So what are the permissions for this particular app and extension, if I click that, so these are all the permission. If the extension uses one of the selected permissions, block users from installing or using it. So if the users select alarm or audio capture, uses one of the selected permissions, right? So full screen apps, clipboard write. So these are some of the areas that if the user selects that, then do not let the extension be downloaded, or if the extension uses a permission that is not selected, block users from installing. So it goes in depth, and you can just check that what you want, put it on the board as well, meeting board, that hey, there's these extensions there, the pros are these and cons are these, and my suggestion is this. Technically this will happen if we select this. So you need to do your research and then get to the meeting, and then simply make sure that they're selected or permissions are put there. So but we understand that, okay, we are making this available for the browser, managed browser, right? And I'm just gonna close that here, and yes, now you get the idea that you can just add it by any number of extensions here, and that could be added for the, so allow install, locally added is there, and then block you can, or force install, you can have it force install as well, force install plus pin. You just you create a pin and you give it to the users as well. So suppose I go for force install, which I should not, but okay, and one setting changed, right? Actually it's my browser that I'm testing on, and I click the force install. So if it were my 10,000 employees, this would be added as an extension to all 10,000 employees, right? So this is added here already in incognito, and if I go to, where are the extensions? If I go to more tools here, you can see more tools. So I went to 3 dots, more tools, and then extensions, right? Well, I have a lot of, but Grammarly was already there. Maybe if you try that and you didn't have Grammarly before and now you see that, so yes, it works. But I did force install. Okay, I'll remove it. Hey, but I need it. So the thing is that you can just check it out from here. Extensions, where the extensions are. So this is for thousands of users you will be checking in your company. Did they all get it? And they can also check from more tools and extensions. That yes, I have that in my browser now. Thank you very much. So they can say that. Okay, I'll just close that. So we get that there are so many users settings there. Apps and extensions was this area where you can, whatever the company allows, you can add those apps and extensions, and then simply force install, and you can remove. Suppose thousands of users are using some, and you can just block for all of them. So this is like a group policy, right? In Windows group policy, you have like thousands of 100 plus. It's actually much more than that. Group policies there. So you can have a block. You can have allow install, force install as well. You can force the group policy in Windows. This is exactly what you're doing in the browser now. Okay. So that was extensions, and if we go back to user settings again, the good thing is that they have printer as well. That's a really cool. So okay, you have unsaved changes. Did I not save it? Oh, cancel. I will save this now. There's a save button on the top. Save. It is saving in the browser, and from there we can deploy it to thousands of browsers there, right? Okay, so if I go back here and now go to user settings, so yes, I'm good. So, and you can see it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. That's amazing, right? So that's a very powerful area for policies. Okay, so we registered a device. Now it would have been a much better experience if we had been able to do that with other devices as well, so Windows 10, but it was just saying or showing that option for the browsers. If I go back to manage browsers here, and if I click that enroll browsers, so I do use my Chrome from my cell phone as well, right? But it says Windows here, Mac and Linux, so they're expecting that it is not being done on the other devices. So there will be another way to go for registering Chrome from Android or iOS as well. If I click, so copy the folio, yeah, we did that all, right? Okay, so managed devices, managed browsers, we get that. User settings, we get that. That's 100 plus settings there. Apps and extensions, we get that too. We added one extension. We can force install it as well. And then there is reports here in managed browser that would just tell you Android reporting is currently disabled for your domain. To enable it, please go to user application settings. So for example, for now it's user application settings, which is a separate area that we're going to go for. So I'm just going to go to printers. Now printers is really important, and your users are actually, suppose in a branch, and they all need to be added to certain printers. So this is what we were doing with group policies in domain as well. You can publish printers to thousands of users or thousands of machines, right? So you can publish printers here to thousands of browsers as well. Really? So I'm going to click the printers here, and I can see that there's no printer, obviously because we did not add any printer. So if I go to the plus sign here, so it says first of all upload printers, really, and then it says add a printer. Now when we say upload a printer, so it says that add printers by uploading a CSV file with their information such as name and model. Required fields are name, model, and URL. So the thing is that you put that printer and URL as well. Is it over the internet available? Normally you get a UNC path for that, right? When you have a print server there, there's a UNC path, backslash, server 3 / and the shared printer, right? So if I download this file here, choose a CSV file, and go and gone to downloads and click, oh, did I not download that? Okay, so choose a CSV file. So it's just saying that download blank. I need to download first and check out what's the format there. So printers.csv, it downloads that, right? And then we go to printers.csv here. And yes, so these are all the options. How do we expand all those in one go? I think we select all and then expand one of those. Okay, anyway, so driverless, description, model required if not driverless, and driverless just means that you want to go for universal drivers, right? And allowed for device, allowed for managed guest session. Anyway, so this is the extension here, but if you have a lot of printers, you can just upload with this format and then it will add it there. But if I go to the add printer itself, this one, right, and click that, so printer name driverless, I thought that it will, okay, so these are all the printers here, and we used to be able to just detect it from our host, port, and path. So they do offer that, hey, whatever your printer is, you can give that path. There's HTTP path here if it is on that on the internet. Otherwise, IPP is there. So suppose I go for HP LaserJet and Control A, Control C. And driverless, so it will be universal. Actually, yeah, if I go driverless, it just says that then. Otherwise, it just removes that select manufacturer. Suppose I go for, it's not suppose, I just put HP up there, so HP. And, well, then there are lots of models here. And LaserJet P1102. Okay, so then it goes to all the models, right? So whatever model I can go for in color LaserJet, and LaserJet C, there's F and M and Pro. Anyway, I'll just select some. And what's the path for that? That's the main problem here. that host is, do you have it in the network or over the internet? So I could say AMLP, so it's my laptop. And hey, what's the printer port? Seriously? Seriously. What is the common printer port? What is common printer port? Ever heard of printer port? Yeah. The task keys that printers use. There are 65,000 different ports, and other common printing ports are 9100 and 6001. Other ports can be used as well, depending on the hardware manufacturer. And okay, so HP printers can be having their own specific ports, and so you can see these are the common ports that are being mentioned here, and you can just get the port from there, but I'll go for 9000, which was mentioned in the previous one, 9100. And where was it? Yeah. And path, so that's where does it accept this AMLP \. So I have printers and devices here, printers and scanners in my Windows 10 actually, and I did not share it, but if I go there, so it's offline and open queue manage, so I can go to the printer manage and just share it there, printer test, printer properties, right? Okay, it's not installed on this printer. Okay. Oh man, really? I'm gonna install that. Okay, finish. So anyway, oh, there's the one. And sharing, see this? So sharing here, I'm just sharing that, apply, okay. So now if I go to my \/ AMLP, so this is a shared printer here, right? And so I can give this path here, \/ AMLP, and then the shared printer name here, that if I put the tab here, so right, printer preferences, okay. So guys, this is what I can put there as well, sharing, and the sharing path is this actually. I'll just go back and simply put that, right? But can I publish it to the browser? So if I just put that whole path and add printer, will it let me add with this information? Okay, so one printer is added there, and so it is added, and well, then there would be if I go click on top of that printer, it doesn't it shows me this. So allow for users in this organization inherit from. So now if I do that, they should be able to see the printer added in the browser. Allow for devices in this organization. Yes, any device in this organization can access this printer inherited from Google default. Okay, allow for manage guest sessions in this organization. So which printer is that? And this is the full path here, and this is the whole information. So you're allowing it to all the devices, right? On which because you registered the device, and the Chrome is there as well. So I'm just going to click save here, and what I'm saying is that it should be available for the device from now on. Now I have that already available actually. Okay, so well, I tried to put it from this policy here, printer policy, and once you click the printer, so the policy pops up here, and this one, and allow for users to. So this is in the printer settings. So if I go to printer settings here in Windows 10 now, I should have added a imaginary printer. In fact, I did add an imaginary printer. So I have other printers with Windows 1 or Windows 10. It might not show now, and I could just go here, printers and settings, right? So HP laser, this is not what I added, this is the actual printer I have. Anyway, so it's not showing now here. If I go to my browser extensions here, extensions here, task manager, and there's supposed to be a printer option here, right? With the save page, settings, help. In browser, normally there is a printer option there as well. Oh, there's a print, seriously. If I go to print, it shows me my local printers here. See more. And the printer that I added, no, this is my local one. So it's not showing here now, but is this the one? No, that's my actual printer. Anyway, so we can just check it out by testing it, or after some time it might appear print on both sides and everything. Okay, so it's not showing for now, but you can actually publish a printer through the registered devices, and my device is registered. I should have gone for a brother printer, which I don't have, so I would know it better because I just added the same name here. Now, okay, so this is printers here, and then this is user settings and app extensions. We have gone through all that, and we have registered our device for this browser. The main thing here to understand is that these are the 100 plus user settings that are like group policies that you can actually configure, and that's a lot of things. Now, one more thing in this policy is that are there any policies for the printer? I just typing printer on that. 2 out of 59. There are 59 policies about printers. So that's pretty powerful, right? And if I just click that 2 out of 59, then oh, you know what? Okay, it keeps on coming, and Google Cloud printing, enable printing, and oh, that's the 59. It's one full section on printing. Can we share IP printer directly here? Chetan says IP printer, well, you know, it needs a path here, and either it's a URL based or it is. If we are able to normally add an IP printer, then yes, we can add by name that too. I don't think actually that it's going to allow that, because if you go to printers, when you click the add button here and go, so this is where instead of host you can try to put an IP. In fact, that's a good idea, because it's gonna, if it doesn't allow that, then it will just give me an error right now. And so suppose I go for the brother here and go for any model here and actually put here 192.168.200.1 and port 9100 and path, that's a backslash, which would be that same path, 168.200.1 backslash brother. So does it check any format here? I click add printer. So as far as it's concerned, yeah, it just added without any error. So this means that can we actually connect and can we actually print? So if I click here again, and I can enable this policy as well, that allow for devices in this organization. So this brother printer should have been published, but this is the IP information for this. Now, am I able to see that? Am I able to work with it? Has it been deployed yet? In fact, I didn't save that information. Let me save that. So I click that and go to print. I don't expect it to be right away there. See more. So do we have a brother in this organization? And no, so I don't see this, but I could, if I click manage here, and I'm in the printers in the browser now, printing, Google Cloud Print will no longer be supported, yeah. And if I click there, show notifications when new printers are detected on the network. Okay, manage cloud print devices. So, well, anyway, I just turned on some more printing options here. And does it let me see that? No, brother, here. Oh, that's my email. And where's my organization? It's not actually showing that interface anymore. Okay, anyway, so well, I'll have to check that after some time if it does show. But as far as the adding is concerned, yes, but I have to check the rules myself as well, that would it really work in a production environment. That's weird. So this is just within the account. It lets me show that organization. So after some time, hopefully it does show, but right now it's not showing. But these are all the options and what we have explored. No, so Mariam says that is it a cloud printer? Cloud printer is over the internet, and cloud printer you need to have published it over the internet. It should have a public IP as well. Google Cloud Print is there. Is a technology that allows you to print over the web from anywhere, including your phone to any printer. So this is not a cloud printer, but if I had gone to cloud printers, obviously you should have a name like https colon and google.cloud.print, and then you would be able to do printing. That name has to be accessible from over the internet. So from cloud platform, then you can publish that printer first. But if I go back to this managed browser here and this one, and go to the other one and upload, no, that was upload printer. So we were able to use that option. If I click that plus sign again, there was cloud print, yeah, this one, https. So https option, then we need to put the whole cloud print URL that the Google cloud print would show, and that cloud print URL should be accessible from over the internet. But what I added was a local printer. The user has to be in that organization. The user's machine should be able to ping the 192.168.200.1, right? But cloud print, yes, then it will give you a cloud URL that can be accessed, that is accessible from over the internet. So go to my cloud print, and if we click that, so yes, it's still a cloud ready printer. Search model, suppose I go for brother, and so these are all the models, but I'm not able to click that. But it does. Okay, well, you have to go through this, and it's normally an easy one, and you can just put it there. So it's brother, and then you can, but normally it just gives you a URL over the internet. Anyway, now this much we have discussed, and so Chintan says to access local printer for cloud user, this computer should be always on. Yes, exactly. For the other users, if this printer was attached to this machine needs to be on. Okay, so this much we have done. Let's take a break and then come back here to different admin policies. But you see that with browser and registration of devices, you can really control through Google Admin a lot of stuff, and 100+ policies. You get to see that as well. Let's take a break and then come back. So break, and class starts so 8:10. So we're just gonna go ahead with this. All right, so we talked about then the printers and the policies, and let's go ahead and I'll just so all these in the devices and the Chrome we talked about, and if I go back to this, so Chrome, manage browser, enrollment tokens, user and browser settings, apps, Android application reports. So this is what we saw before as well in the devices. So that device is to help keep your account secure. Google needs to verify it's you. Okay. So it kicked me out and I'll kick myself in. Okay, so that's managed browsers, and before that it was endpoints. Now really normally the mobile devices is, if I click back here, if I had been able to log in with the admin account from my Google from any device, then it would have been shown here as well. And then there is start trial Chrome devices and OS browser and devices that work. So work safely in the cloud with Chrome Enterprise. So there is that Chrome Enterprise as well that you can start a trial of. And if I click the learn more here, so so Chrome Enterprise unlocks the business capabilities of Chrome OS, Chrome browser, and Chrome devices. So freeing it ID to power your cloud workforce. So, but it doesn't say it's an MDM. Chrome browser, the most secure, and Chrome OS, which is the OS made for the cloud, and Chrome devices, versatile devices for all the ways. So this is their proprietary product as well, and their proprietary, devices OS, right? So if you want the Chrome exact proprietary devices, you can just purchase from them as well. Google Meet hardware, so this is just a meeting for G Suite that is deep integrations with G Suite, make joining a meeting as simple. Jamboard devices, create, collaborate, and bring your team's ideas to life. So these are some of the areas that where you can just, if I click the learn more here for Jamboard devices, visualize your ideas in a new and collaborative way, unleash your team's creativity with Jamboard. So that's a sketch your ideas, or it's just going to, you should have a touch screen and then start the software and then talk about those ideas here. So I'll just go back here. Then this was a mobile and endpoints, and I selected those devices here. And then there's company owned inventory. So under mobile and endpoints there is that devices. So I'm just going to go for company owned inventory here. And company owned inventory obviously does not show anything for now. And company owned devices, so the company purchased the devices and registered it with the endpoint management, and then those devices would come here. Asset tag is given from endpoint management, serial number is given, serial numbers of the device itself. There's a plus sign on the top right. Import company owned devices is written for the plus sign here. If I click the plus sign, then you can download and fill in the template or use your own CSV file, and with serial numbers and asset tags. So it's just saying that what device are you trying to add here. Suppose I go for Windows, there, download import template, add device information to the template and save it, then upload the saved file. So it just says that oh, you have a Windows device, you want to register it with us, so company owned devices, right? And I'll click that download import template. Although I registered that device for the Chrome, but this is separate, and it's that if it's a company owned device, they will have more information about the device here, and it just says serial number and asset tag. So asset tag and serial number of my laptop here, I would have to check, but you can just put the device's asset tag and serial number and upload it, and it's going to record, at least record it there, that hey, this is our device, and this is the serial number of that device, this is the asset tag for that. Asset tag you normally put yourself, and serial number is of the device for inventory purpose, exactly. So this pretty much is inventory purpose, and manually you have to go for that, or just upload everything, all the serial numbers and tags in that CSV file is going to just update for you, but it's all from our side. Okay, so if we go for mobile and endpoints and devices, Then there is settings here showing, and that is Windows settings, setup, password settings, and third-party integrations. So there is that Windows settings in the devices. So Windows management setup, Windows device management disabled right now, set Windows security settings. Now I don't want to mess up my laptop, but so I click that arrow there to see applies only to your users with Google Workspace Enterprise Plus, G Suite Enterprise for Education, or Cloud Identity Premium licenses. We have the Cloud Identity free license, but if you have Cloud Identity Premium license, then it's going to work for you, and changes may be updated in 24 hours. But it just says that it can show you some of the, if I suppose I go for enabled and click save here. So I've enabled that Windows settings here, and normally it does not show anybody, so I'm just gonna put that arrow there. So I have enabled it, right? Set Windows security settings. Now then there's account settings here. It doesn't show anything else, but normally it should be related to the policies there that we're showing, although that those policies are for managed browsers basically. But here Windows settings is if you have registered that first of all, I don't have the premium, or we don't have the Google Identity Premium, so we are just having free version, so that's why it's not going to work anyway. But Windows device management is supposed to show some kind of extra settings there, that what kind of settings that we can do from here, which is not going to show unless we have some powerful software that is purchased, right? So other than that, enabling it won't be of any use to us. Account settings, manage account settings for Windows devices, administrative privileges, manage local administrative access to devices. If I click that, then it shows the setting below is in effect as long as Windows device management is set to enabled. So it only shows when Windows device management is set to enabled, and there's a not configured here, and I'll just click the enabled here as well, and then you can just go for it. So this is your managing the devices. This is what Microsoft Intune does. This is what other MDM devices do. So that's why it's some of the features of MDM or mobile device management, or just overall end user endpoint management features are showing here. They do show here devices, so definitely it's all about devices that you want to put some standard users get standard accounts without administrative privileges. Local administrator users get local administrator privileges. So whichever user is logging in from the registered devices, which we did not register yet, in that case they are registered, yes, with the managed browser, but other than that, since we don't have the paid version of the Google Identity Service, so that's why it's not going to actually work. So, but whichever users are connecting from your registered devices, should they have standard user permissions or default administrative permissions, right? So that's the thing. Give local administrative access, use command commas to separate entries for the local administrator group. So this is just overall, do you want to give users the administrative access or not? And I'll just not save it. I'll cancel it. But you can do that from here, from Windows settings. But first you have to enable this device management, but it's not going to be implemented until you have the paid version of that. Windows update settings, and do you want to update now? What has Google to do with Windows updates? Specify whether this computer receives security and other important updates through the Windows automatic update service. So this is what it looks like. So specify whether this computer receives security and other important updates through the Windows automatic update service. Yes, if it does, then suppose I go for enable, so then automatic update behavior, choose how Windows update scans, downloads, and install updates. So Google registered devices you can control for those registered devices that when do they restart after doing the patching. So patching has to be done obviously, but do you notify before downloading, auto install and notify? This is a exact group policy setting of Windows for automatic patching. These are exact options there as well: auto install and restart, auto install and force restart. So notify before downloading, it's gonna just notify or pop up that hey, I'm about to download the patches, new patches there. And active hours, so then you can just check that hey, what hours you want to enable that. This is if you have configured WSUS, Windows Server Update Services, that also really have these configurations, Windows Server Update Services for patching. And so these are the hours that you can allow for your Google registered devices to get updated, Google registered Windows devices to get patched, and accept updates from WSUS server instead of Microsoft Update. So if you have downloaded a machine and installed, if you have a machine, local LAN machine that has WSUS or Windows Server Update Services, local server, and it downloads all the updates for all the applications, Microsoft applications, and Microsoft operating systems, and then from there, after downloading, it deploys those patches over the network to all the devices. So that's WSUS server, and all the automatic updates, automatic update frequency, how frequently you want to download the updates and then receive quality updates, how frequently you want to receive the quality updates. So this is pretty extensive, and if you have Windows registered devices, you can just simply manage their automatic updates from the Google admin cloud. So that's a very effective. Normally, this is also a setting of mobile device management software like Microsoft Intune or Endpoint Manager. But those settings are showing here as well for all the Windows registered devices. So that's pretty cool. And if we go back to this Windows settings, I'm going to close. Yes, I did not want to save anything, but that is detailed Windows update settings. I'll click the cancel button here. I'm not saving anything here because I made some changes, and I'll close this window as well. So all the registered devices get this, and the BitLocker settings, that's very interesting. BitLocker drive encryption. So BitLocker normally encrypts the whole drive or the whole USB, the whole external USB drive. So you can just use BitLocker to encrypt devices. Now this is where pretty much endpoint management again going on, extensive one, that whatever registered devices you have, do you want to encrypt their drives? So all you're doing it from admin, Google admin, after registering your Windows device. But again, you have to have a purchase version. So this is not going to, but allow BitLocker without compatible TPM, trusted platform module. TPM is that you have encryption decryption keys saved in the motherboard chip, and the drive is encrypted from those encryption decryption keys that are actually inside the motherboard chip. Suppose the drive is stolen, its decryption key is actually in the motherboard chip, so that drive will not be decrypted. So that's what's going on here. Configure TPM startup without a pin or key, and it goes on with a lot of detailed and in-depth security settings just for all the drives of your registered Windows machines. So pretty extensive, and this is the type of setting that is normally in the Microsoft Intune's on-premises version, System Center Configuration Manager. Not exactly like that. That is very big software, SCCM application, enterprise grade application, but online Google is just showing that hey, we are supporting a lot of features for our registered Windows machines, and pretty much if these kind of settings are there, these are the same settings that you could have gotten from purchasing an expensive MDM solution as well. Obviously you will have to purchase this premium Google Identity Service, and then you get these implemented. So backup recovery password and key package. So this is just if you don't have access to the decryption key and your drive is encrypted, then there's a backup recovery password as well. And that has to be put there. Suppose you encrypted all the Windows registered machines drives from here, and then you should have a recovery key. Suppose the actual decryption key is not accessible, not working for some reason. So Chintan says, how Google admin know device list which required to install Windows update. So, well, first of all, it has to be a paid solution. And second thing, in the inventory, we would have added the serial numbers and asset tags. And there is that endpoint management solution there that keeps an eye on all the machines. So, but this is just one of the types of settings of the devices. Normally, if I go back to the devices here, so in the devices itself, it does see my machine here. So it would see all the other machine. It knows the device name and OS installed, ownership, 7 days, and synchronization. So this is how sign out the user, delete the device, view audit info. That tells a lot of other things as well. But yes, the devices are already supposed to be registered, and this should be a paid solution. Then we can actually implement. Yep.
So all device we have to register it,
Yes.
or we just put it like Excel file, like CSV file, put it serial number and model number, and if they upload it, it will take it automatically.
That's asset tagging, so that's inventory. And normally we have to go through the endpoint management solution. It has to be overall paid solution first of all, and then you can have endpoints, which is this, and mobile devices, which is this, and that they can actually once they are showing here, and my device is showing there because I did the registration through managed browsers. So if it was a paid solution, I would have, my device would have been managed this way. Yes, I have to manually add my serial number of the device and asset tag, but that's something that I have to do. Once that is there, and if this device is added here or showing here, then, and if it's a paid solution, yes, then you would be able to.
There is no easy way like other than register the
Yes,
device, right?
exactly.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, here, if I go for devices and the settings, yeah. So Windows devices, Windows settings we were going through, and those were extensive settings for patching, BitLocker encryption, and administrative privileges. So these are definitely critical security settings there. It has to be fully updated with latest patches, encrypted, and the privileges. What are the privileges of the users that are connecting to Google registered Windows devices, right? And then comes down to Windows settings related custom settings. And once we go to the custom settings here, so you can see that there is actually add a custom setting option here, and there, well, it's custom, so use custom settings to add device settings and features that don't have configuration controls in the admin console. So this means that you have to come up with those keywords and the data type. So suppose you're going for string, integer, floating point, boolean. It's kind of a code that or value you need to put there. Okay, this kind of setting I need to have. Suppose you want to have one registry setting added there that actually excuse me, that actually changes your wallpaper or doesn't let you change the wallpaper, or just changing some of the Windows behavior. Suppose it blocks your control panel. It's just an example. I'm just going to click that, learn more to just show the actual way to do it. This will, they just say that, first of all, as an administrator, you can use custom settings to configure device settings and features on your organization's Microsoft Windows 10 devices. This is a quick way to add policy settings that don't have a configuration control in the admin console. If you don't see a configuration button there, any settings for any of the features there, for example, you might want to disallow the use of devices camera or configure firewall settings. So you want to put a code there, and then you can, so they're just giving exactly this registry added there, prevent enabling lock screen camera, right? So when the screen is locked, the camera will not work. It will not be enabled if the screen is locked, right? So this is the value that you can add there in OMA URI, and displays all the camera OMA URI values. So OMA URI values, this field provides autocomplete, so you can look up a device, setting, or feature added by Google. You can search for these by either feature name or Open Mobile Alliance Uniform Resource Identifier, OMA URI. So this is the full name of that. Open Mobile Alliance Uniform Resource Identifier. Wow, what a name. So the main thing here is that you put a code and you put some kind of blocking for any of the Windows settings here. So that's a lot of other, for example, custom common settings for Windows 10 devices is here. Block applications with custom settings. So you can even block applications from opening there. That's pretty cool. And common custom settings for Windows 10 devices, if I click that too, so then it can give an example: block users from unenrolling a device. Okay, that's important. That device is unenrolled and now you don't have any inventory and no audit reports are there. Security: block users from changing VPN settings. Control user access to system settings. Block users from changing autoplay. And then hardware: disable the camera, disable USB, disable Bluetooth advertisements, Bluetooth, block write access to removable disks. Wow, you cannot copy anything to the removable disk, external disk, or USB. And block. So this is pretty extensive, as if you're having group policies plus mobile device management, and you're implementing everything. So that's a long list of configurations, blockades that you can do, and those custom settings can let you do that. So pretty cool. And okay, a lot of other tabs. Okay, common settings, and I need to get here. Yeah, so that is OMA URI that you can just come up with. Okay, I want to block this, block that, and you can go ahead and do that too. So pretty cool that you can pretty much control everything about Windows settings, and once you get registered with Google Admin, right? So that's happening with custom settings, and then you have to put your own code. The examples of the code are also written there. If I go back to Windows settings there, so common custom settings. So this is common custom settings for Windows 10 devices. I'll just put it here. Okay, and in WhatsApp as well. Okay, so I'll just continue. Well, that's a custom setting. So pretty much all the important management aspects of a Windows, of all the Windows devices that you would have in your organization, and you're connected to Google Admin. So that's pretty much the most important, configurational settings of any setup. Suppose you have thousands of Windows machines there with Windows operating system. So obviously this would be the most important things to do for managing all the Windows devices. So that's in the mobile and endpoints there in the devices area. If I go back to devices here, so in the settings there's Windows settings, then there's a setup here as well, and in the setup so it says keep mobile devices and user accounts secure with Google Mobile Management. So and it says that, hey, you want to manage your mobile devices, so why don't you just go for Google Mobile Management. So mobile management, first of all, keep mobile devices and user accounts secure with Google Management. If I click that, so then it goes down to, hey, where is your device? So to enable advanced management options, please upgrade your product license. Ouch. So basic, available with this option, set a lock screen policy and account wipe. Oh, that is very interesting. you can, with the basic option, you can have the wipe, account wipe, which means that a wipe command you can send, or delete or remove the data, company data command you can send there to your mobile device. Excuse me. In our Office 365 course, we did that, mobile device management, like we, not mobile device management, but we did send the wipe command to our cell phones. We opened our Office 365 admin console and or Outlook console only, and so when we sent the wipe command, it only deleted the company data. It did not touch any other settings of our cell phone. So it is secure. Yes, it just attacks the company data. So the other options are advanced, available with this option, like workspace and personal space. Yes, exactly. So the workspace will be all gone if the wipe is sent in most or MDM device version. Oh, okay. Okay. So yes, you're saying you're right about that. Excuse me. So advanced, available with this option, manage business apps, allow separate profiles or work and personal use, Android only, and then get mobile insights and all the features available with the basic option. So it just goes ahead with all the business options. Then there's custom, available with this option, flexibility to choose an option for each platform. So that's pretty cool. And all mobile management options come with hijacking protection. Wow. So hijacking protection is another nice way to put it. So compare mobile management features, and there's a basic management, there's an advanced management. So if you do purchase that, so that becomes then an MDM, because then you can actually go do what an MDM really is supposed to do. And it is advanced management and basic management. That's the main thing. You get a basic management. Use basic management if you only want to secure devices with a screen lock or passcode and have the ability to remotely wipe corporate accounts from them and manage apps or on Android devices. So we get the idea there that, okay, so this is, so compare mobile management features. This is then the other link. If I go to, yeah, so here to enable advanced management options, please upgrade your, so this is it. And well, that's all we have here for basic, which is at least two things are there: lock screen and wipe. Then this is the first thing, mobile management. If I just there's a settings for all written there as well, and this is the main page that was there. If I just still click that, so this was open, I'm just gonna if I just close it, so device approvals was there here, and it is showing here as well. So device approval, and the first one open. Then if I go to device approval, the second one, that is saying available for endpoint verification devices only, for Google Sync, Android Sync, and iOS Sync devices, enable advanced management. So available for endpoint verification devices only. So device approvals requires admin approval, send approval request emails to, and this is, so if I go for this, these changes may take up to 24 hours. Okay, so this says, can we manage any Android device like RF devices? Well, it's normally it's a cell phones, and they're saying that if they have the Android operating system there, and it can accept the approval, yes. So if you can manage from there as well, an approval, and they can be monitored, managed, yes. If otherwise, no. So where maybe it has Android OS, but it does not even respond for any other request, then it would be of no benefit to managing as well. Other than that, there's an inventory of that. So, but for management, obviously it has to accept that. Let's try to, so we understand that we have to go through, we should have the advanced management here to do anything. Approval, yeah, so I can just put here admin at enroll.xyz, just to put an email there that request should go. But what happens is that we need to have advanced management enabled, which just comes with the money. And if I click the advanced management, this one, so that's again, this is advanced. So, well, to enable advanced management options, please upgrade your product license. If I click the learn more here for advanced management, so it does say how to upgrade, but how much is that? Business starter, business standard, business plus, and compare instead enterprise editions and education editions there, one up to 300 users. And so it gives all the features: business starter, business standard, business plus, and it's all about user access points, usage and support, security and data protection, reports and audit logs, third-party app integration. So it goes on. That's a long list of features here for your devices, how much it will support. Now that is obviously going to be then depends on how many devices you have, so you get that license. So mobile device management, device approvals requires admin approval, and so I put my admin email there and selected that requires admin approval. Send approval request to emails, approval request emails to admin at installing soft.xyz. I'm logged in from that. You know what? I haven't opened the Gmail for this. Do they even provide a Gmail? I haven't seen that yet even here, so we'll check it out. So right now what I can do is I can just put my other Gmail if it allows me to do that. Okay, so if I go ahead, does it even accept? Because it's under the organization I'm putting that. Then sync on mobile, and if I go to synchronization on mobile, so Android synchronization is supported and iOS synchronization is supported. Allow work data to synchronize on Android devices and on iOS devices. So yes, that's understandable. And then there's endpoint synchronization, that is allow desktop reporting via browser extension. So you want any of the reporting to be received then through the browser extension, so it is already enabled there. Okay, so mobile management, that's it. I still have to connect to my that Google Cloud Console and try to just I was just going again to Google Cloud Console, and I'm just so disappointed that it's a Cloud Console. So that's what I'm disappointed that it did not let me log in. Otherwise, we would have actually seen that already. I would have shown you that I'm able to register the devices, but it didn't let me log in. So that's pretty disappointing for me. But I'm just going to delete that console and then I'll install it again, and maybe next class I will try to show, or even if I have time now. I did uninstall it, and in a Play Store I'm just installing it again, right? So I just want to log in from my account. I will not log in from other accounts. Let me see if it lets me do that, because if we can send a remote wipe to just the company account, so that would be interesting to prove that as well. It works with just the basic, although for other we have to upgrade. Anyway, so these are the device settings there when we come to the setup here, but I have to just log in at least from one of the users from that cell phone to check out the more stuff that can happen. Okay, so guys, I did log in again, and it's asking me there the account, and oh, serious. Okay, it does detect my other accounts again, and when I give my thumbprint in my device, I'm just doing that and giving a commentary as well, and it says couldn't sign in. Okay, I'm stuck. So I have to remove those two other accounts for it to happen. Anyway, we'll do that later. Okay, device management. When we go back here, well, this is device management, and I'll just go back to where I was, and that was home, and then devices. And in the devices I was in settings, and there was a setup here, right? So setup is all mobile device, and you have to upgrade that to really properly working, make it working. I'm just gonna go for password settings here, and password settings will have all the definitely password policies. And Android below password settings applies since management is set to basic. So iOS below password settings apply. So this is for Android, iOS, and what is this? Require users to set a password. Password strength, it's by default basic right now, and require users of pre-Android 6.0 Marshmallow devices to set password. So anyway, it's just basic password policy. If you want more, then upgrade it, pay more, right? I'm going to go back to this setting here, and other than the set password, wow, devices and mobile device management, we were there, and settings. So there's third-party integrations. That's then so third-party integration showing settings for users in this, and they're saying cloud Android EMM, third-party Android mobile management. So third-party would be obviously your VMware AirWatch solutions, mobile device management, or Microsoft. If you want to go with the extreme rival, Microsoft, then you can go for that, Intune. So if I click that, so enable third-party Android management. If I click that, then add EMM provider, and that is enterprise mobile management. So to bind an EMM provider, generate a token. In other words, in another window, open the EMM provider's site. So suppose it's Microsoft Intune, suppose it's AirWatch from VMware, that is a mobile device management solution. So open the enterprise mobile management provider site and use the token to bind the EMM provider with the Google Admin Console. So to apply bound EMM provider, assign the provider to an organizational unit. So it just says that you need to bind it, and suppose it's AirWatch from VMware. So obviously you need to read their documentation that how to connect to admin.google.com and where to generate the token to bind AirWatch cloud version, mobile device management cloud version 2, this token generator. But you can just bind third-party mobile device management as well. It does show pretty neat mobile device management features here as well for Windows devices, and obviously when you get the cell phones, so it has a lot of advanced settings there that you can really handle. So it's also a neat, a good MDM, we can say, but not advanced, we can say. So yeah, you can attach or map a third-party mobile device management as well with third-party integrations. Then comes here networks, and once you click the networks, so there is that Wi-Fi, no Wi-Fi networks, create a Wi-Fi network, then Ethernet network, VPN. So if I go for create a Wi-Fi network, so which Wi-Fi they should be connecting to. So Chromebooks by user, Android, Chromebooks by device, Google Meeting Room hardware, iOS. So whatever registered devices are there, we can just click that, okay, they will be connecting to this particular Wi-Fi. So once you register this device, obviously you have to register, or you have to know the Wi-Fi settings as well. Enable, so you need to enable advanced mobile management to apply the Android and iOS settings out again. So when I click at advanced, it just takes me to the same. Hey, you want to pay or what? Okay, why did I even come here? So we already came here. I'll close that. So there we were. Now, well, the main idea is that as you can see here, you have to put a name of the Wi-Fi device. Suppose it's the third floor Wi-Fi, and then the SSID of that, and then you can go for security settings of Wi-Fi in your environment. So it is as if we are in Microsoft Intune or any other mobile device management. You have to register with all those there as well. So for the branch, suppose it's all the branches where they're using there. So when they enter the branch with their devices, they will, and their devices are definitely registered with your admin.google.com. So you would then they would only get the Wi-Fi that we are putting, and with all the security, web or WPA2, Enterprise 802.x, and Dynamic Web. So that's pretty advanced. And proxy settings, for an admin Google console, this is the devices area is having a lot of MDM features there. Proxy type, if you have proxy servers there, then put it there. And name servers, the DNS servers that you have. So it's pretty much a good Wi-Fi settings there, and making all the registered devices to connect to whichever Wi-Fi you want them to connect to, with whichever security setting you want to give. So that's a very good control of the devices, and you would know always that they're connecting from the secure Wi-Fi settings to connect to your data. And Ethernet, create Ethernet network, and that is, again, you need to buy a Chrome device license to apply the Chromebooks. You need to buy a Chrome device for meetings as well, and then apply that. So this is just a name authentication. What kind of authentication is going on? Enterprise 802.1. Well, it says Ethernet and direct internet connection. You have that or not, and then what DNS servers you are trying. So you can define a lot of stuff here within this. And VPN setting, create a VPN network. You just give, suppose you're connecting from your device through VPN to your cloud data. So what VPN are you connecting from, and the pre-shared key, the DNS, and what is the public IP of the remote host, right? So where you're connecting. So for registered devices, this would be the public IP, what you control. Certificates, you have to then import the certificate as well, and that you can buy from GoDaddy.com or others. And so here, general settings, Chromebook only, auto connect, so restrict Wi-Fi networks and allowed network interfaces. Now, this is just Chromebook only. If you did purchase Chromebook, or the company has given Chromebook to everyone, so auto connect only allow manage networks to auto connect, and restrict Wi-Fi networks. So this is restrict users to connect only to Wi-Fi. So all these settings are there. General settings for the networks, but the good thing is that yes, you can make the registered devices connect to your selected Wi-Fi. You should have some information about Ethernet or your defined VPN and the certificate that you're going to give. Okay, so this is overall when we come down to devices. These are the things. Managed browser has one browser and all the policies that we saw. Endpoint, we could not get it because this is not a paid solution. And so if I click just once more endpoint, so it does check that out. Otherwise, it says here import company owned devices. And again, so you can upload from anywhere or just register that way, the way we registered. Okay, so this is Chrome applied browser. We went through Chrome, we went through mobile endpoints, and then we went for networks. So that's pretty comprehensive browser management and mobile and device management. So even your machines, Windows, Mac machines, Linux machines. So if we pretty comprehensive, right? And if we go back to the home button here, so there are apps then. So this was the devices, secure corporate data on devices. Then there is apps there as well. And Google Workspace. So that's core services that you see in Google Workspace. So introducing groups to enable services. So easily manage services for a large number of users based on groups such as company, department-wise, client, or project. So groups can be aligned with functional roles, which provides them with the right level of access. So just select a group and turn on the services. So it's just giving you add group based services. So you're just combining a set of services there, and I'll just click got it here. And these are showing results for all apps in organizational units. So these are available apps there. And if I go to add services, then you can see that Google Workspace Essentials, a cloud-based enterprise grade. So start free trial, and it goes on whatever you want to add there. From this is like Google Marketplace, and you can add as many apps with free trial. And Google Workspace and add-ons. To buy Google Workspace add-ons, you must first purchase a Google Workspace edition. Okay. And Google Voice. To buy Google Voice, you must first purchase a Google Workspace edition. Again, Cloud Identity, we have that already, the free version, but you can go for premium as well. And then devices, Chrome Enterprise Upgrade, Android Management. So this is pretty much purely Android management, obviously. Manage your company's Android devices. And then G Suite for education, so for colleges. But we get that. Well, it is, Chintan says that it is not good to register company computers. So if the company has Google Cloud Platform, and they are managing the devices, and they don't want to go for a more expensive VMware AirWatch solution, and they want to manage from one central dashboard, so that's what they're providing. Or just go ahead and purchase an MDM solution, right? MDM solution has to be connected to your central dashboard of Azure or AWS or Google Cloud, whichever you prefer to have your main cloud platform. So either you purchase, which is also in cloud, Microsoft Intune, or AirWatch cloud version, or go for this. So you have to go for some other which is also cloud, or you have to go, you can go this. So it is actually, you want to centrally control devices from somewhere, so why not here? And
Question is that like in MDM normally we can register the device and connect to Google Cloud, that's fine. But like as a computer you did, I don't think so we can add each and every computer and register here and manage with the Wi-Fi or whatever network options. It's better we can go with VPN or something like Azure or like that.
So Microsoft Intune registers every computer. So Microsoft Intune registers, suppose we have 50,000 machines, it will register all those and do patching. It will control management patching of those from Intune Cloud. So it is always a normal practice to do that. It's okay, and you will see that many companies already are doing this with, instead of Microsoft Intune, they are doing it with this if they are all Google Shop. But yeah.
Okay, so just for the Intune or like MDM device, normally they do. But file share or something like we have to use other solution, like say, like that, not this.
Exactly. So this is remote management, but file sharing is then the data transfer. But remote management and inventory, yes, these areas. So here we're talking about then the remote management, or if yes, for exactly as you said, and file sharing, data transfer, VPN normally is used. So remote inventory and management is what we were talking about. So okay, if I click the home button here, then we can see apps. We were in apps, and you can see that you have to add those apps. So there's the Google Workspace, and in the Google Workspace, I went to extra services for which you need to start trial or just go ahead and purchase those as you want to expand your Google Cloud services. And that was a list of a lot of services there. If I click again, so the long list here is showing, right? And also discover third-party services is showing there. Browse and install third-party apps that integrate with and enhance Google Workspace. Obviously, you have to have Google Workspace first of all. G Suite Basic is there in Google Workspace category, where Workspace is the space where you work. Okay, Workspace, right? So G Suite is already there when we are logged in from this whole platform. So it is G Suite. What Google Workspace Business Starter, Professional Email and Productivity Tools, Workspace Enterprise, most advanced security and compliance controls for complete productivity and collaboration with unlimited storage. So it goes on, and you can just get more and more features. But there is that Explore Google Workspace Marketplace. So do you want to attach more features? If I go to Marketplace and then recommend it for Google Workspace. So even in G Suite, you can add any of those or keep on adding any of those applications for client services and DocuSign, very important, used in industry a lot, Google Apps scripts, and then PDF. So all the applications, and you can see a lot of apps categories here as well. Okay, so if we, I'm just gonna go ahead and close that. But so there's third party and there is just Google related as well. But you can keep on adding more. So it's productivity and communication tool that helps you and your team connect and get work done from anywhere on any device. Okay, anyway, so I'll just go back here again to, if I just click back button. So these Google Drive and Docs is not available, but Groups for Business on for everyone, Keep is on for everyone. If I just click that, and I'll just turn it on as well. So it says Drive and Docs will be turned on for everyone in your organization. Changes will take in 24 hours. So I'll just say turn on. So you can keep on adding more services here, and either we can select all on and turn it on or off, right? Okay, so once that is done, so I'll just go back here. We get that, okay, there are apps, simple apps there, and then we can keep on adding more apps to be available for our users. Security. If we click the security here, so security has a lot of features as well. Alert center, security rules, password management, less secure apps. So alert center would be a center for sending alerts, obviously. So an account has been suspended. Ouch. Are you kidding me? Okay, hopefully you're not seeing that. So I'm just gonna click that, user suspended. Hey, what did I do? I'm a good guy. Okay. Alert history, nothing. User suspended, Google entity alert. Google detected suspicious activity and suspended the account. Really? Show rule details. Google detected suspicious activity and suspended the account. Hey, what suspicious activity? I was just testing your stuff. You. Okay. Can I unsuspend that, or what would be that? So rule details and scope, system design details and scope cannot be edited. User suspended. Okay. View conditions and system defined conditions cannot be edited. Google identity. Add actions. So send to alert center, send email notifications, add email recipients. It says it's suspended, and well, I was adding a lot of stuff, adding and deleting, and they didn't like that. And it was supposed to be a trial version, and still they didn't like that, so that's not very good. And review. So well, that's just a rule that I did not make any change on. I'm gonna cancel out from here, and oh, I'll just click that, confirm. So it just is saying it's suspended. I don't know. I've done the same thing that some of us may have been, but then it comes down to rules here. What are the rules? Government-backed attacks, warnings about potential government-backed attacks. Ouch. Send notification, user-reported phishing. So it's just giving some rules that are turned on, or alerts that are turned on. User suspended for spamming through relay. User suspended for spamming, and it goes on and on. There's so many of the reasons for suspension, and the alerts are there, right? So and I can create a new rule as well, but that's just reporting. I'll go back here and well, so that's seriously, if I just sign out now, will it let me sign in? So I'm gonna go back to security, and that's a good thing we visited security. Hopefully your account, your site is not suspended there when you go to security and alert center. Should I try a sign out and sign in now? No. Oh, okay. So your side, you don't see the suspension there. Yeah, I was playing with the tools a lot, so I hope I am able to log in again later. Status not started. Okay, so well, this is alert center, and this is the reason that we should be looking at the alerts regularly. And security, if I click the security, there is a alert center, security rules. We'll go for security rules, and those are some of the rules that we were seeing back there are these. And if I go for, suppose the alert is there and notification is there, user reported phishing. So if I click that, user reported phishing, and sender has sent messages to your domain that users have classified as phishing domain. So Gmail phishing, and it's just gonna notify you, but can you make any changes there? If I click the edit rule here, so it says that system design details and scope cannot be edited. Obviously it's designed by the system, so it won't let me make changes here. So it's giving me the conditions now. I went through that before as well, and actions. So send the alert to whoever. So you can receive those alerts, but you can't make any changes here. I'm going out of that. But if I go back to rules here, so there's a new rule here and there's a reporting. I'm going to go to the, so we can see all the rules are there for smart host failures, spike in user reported spam, suspended user made active. So all these rules you can either enable or activate or deactivate. Is it deactivate? Okay, deactivate, not this. And then there is a notification that you can go for. So you can only configure that it is you want to enable this or not, and you want to be notified or not. So, and you can see that the category is system defined here, right? So, and pretty much all are system defined. So if I go to the rules like this, and okay, I'll just go up. Can I make rules? My rule here, I'll go for reporting and add one or more filters. That's okay, that's just popping up here. Next, okay, just showing that what is this full page. It's just, and next, and yes, manage table columns, done. Okay, so audit log, alert center. So what kind of alerts and reporting do you want? Mobile setting change, somebody changed the mobile settings, right? And mobile setting change, enable device activation, mobile setting change, device activation, admin group. So these are all the type of changes, and you can see that it's showing my IP address as well here, my public IP address. And that's a lot of area of reporting. So reports, accounts, drive, voice, accounts, and login reporting. Somebody logged in at what time, why, token, groups, SAML, voice, LDAP. So all that is showing here that what do you want to the alert for, right? So alert center viewed. Now if I, so this is just the type of alerts that are already there. It doesn't let me actually select anything, although I can go for event name here. If I select that and alert center, so if I go for, it's just a search filter there that I can put there, and that's it. So other than that, I can't do anything. So and I can download this, create a reporting rule. Actually it's here, so if I click that, you cannot create rules without valid filters. Okay, so I have to put a filter there, and event name. So if I go to event name, this is the event name. Event name is this. And then what's going on? So we can't, I can't do that. Oh, admin, no, I did give a name. Anyway, so it's really not working. So if I go for event name here, it's supposed to be okay. It should get enabled, and without valid filters, you cannot create rules without that. So what else? Alert viewed at this time. So there's no columns here as well. I think they have pretty much changed everything here. But last time, that was way back when I created that rule. That was not easy. Not much to click here, and I'll just go back. But you can create an alert for any event name here, although it's not enabling now. So I'm going to go back here and reports. So I'll just keep going back here. Audit log, and there was audit rule and security rule. So basically these are the alerts that you're getting. You can activate and inactivate it, and also put your emails there as well. Other than that, you can create extra reporting rules by adding a filter. Then what rule you want to be reported about. Okay, so if I go back here, okay, so it says verify that it's you, and then it's asking me to log in because it's been long since it did not ask me, and thank God I'm inside. So it does say suspended, but it's letting me log in and out. Hopefully it does not really block me. So security rules, yes, it's about common threats that can occur, and do you want to be notified or not? So then there is password management and configure password policies. Enforce password, strong password there, minimum length 8, maximum length 100, and then enforce password policy at next sign in, reuse, allow password reuse, and if I select that, so right now it's not allowing any password reuse, and never expires can also be put to expire. Okay, so these are common password policies, not a very comprehensive list of complex password policies here, but it does say enforce strong password. Okay, so I'll just put it back, and less secure apps. So if you have less secure apps, then what do you want to do? So group policy for settings. So groups are the new way to apply policies without having to do complex restructuring of organizational units. You can easily add groups to different apps and adjust the settings for users, as well as change and update policies. So groups are shown in descending order of hierarchy. Drag and drop. Drag a group up or down to change the order the policies are applied. We'll let you know when there are conflicts with each policy change. So it's just saying that you want to go for group of policies. So if I go for add group setting here, so it just says that you want to give a name of a group here on the left side, and okay, so it's test policy dash policy, and it's not actually scrolling down, so I'll just press enter, and there is a button here, but I want to click this. Serious? Wow. I'll just go for this and make it zoom. Okay, zoom out. No, groups match your query. So it's not creating groups here. It's selecting from the already created groups in the groups area in the admin console. Okay, so but this is the group setting. Do you want to set that this policy should apply to whichever group you want to set up here. Or there are users here as well. Select a user. I did create users here. So if I go for users, those users are actually showing there. If I select the first user here, and then allow users to manage their access to less secure apps. So which user or group you want to allow access to less secure apps, which is up to you. So suppose there are some business apps that are kind of less secure, but they are very important for business and you're earning millions of dollars for that. So in that case, what you're gonna go for those less secure apps. And well, that's pretty much for allowing users or groups to be allowed to allowing user groups the less to use the less secure apps. So this is overall it. Nothing much here. I'll just go back. And then there's two-step verification. So that's where the two-step verification or authentication or multi-factor authentication. So add an extra layer of security to user accounts by asking users to verify their identity when they enter a username password. So allow users to turn on two-step verification. This can be on, and so the users will be able to go for multi-factor authentication, new user enrollment period, and allow new users some time to enroll before enforcement is applied. So so after users have been created, 1 week after that, and force them to enable multi-factor authentication. And users can avoid repeated two-step verification on their trusted devices. Allow the user to trust the device as well. Okay. Select the method to enforce, any or any except verification codes via text, phone call, or only security key. So which method are preferable? Any method is good, or just I like to have text messages and instead of opening the app there, or security key that would appear in the Google Authenticator. Then two-step verification policy, suspension, grace period, 1 day. So policy suspension, let users temporarily sign in with verification codes in addition to their security keys. Well, it will just wait for 1 day, and users exception period, which is starts when you generate verification code. So that verification code is good for 1 day. Normally it should be good for 30 seconds. Is there an option? But it doesn't let me even choose it. Oh, okay. If I go for security key, then yeah, it's 1 day, 1 week, or so I'll go for any here. And security codes. So allow security codes without remote access, and allow security code with remote access. Users can generate codes for use across devices or networks, such as when accessing a remote server. So these are just the multi-factor authentication, allow users to turn on two-step verification. So we saw that, and I'm gonna save that. So the users will be forced enroll yourself in two-step verification before enforcing it. Oops. Hey, did I not enroll myself? Okay, yeah, so it's right. I did not enable the multi-factor for myself right now. So they're saying, hey, you didn't do that. You're implementing on others. Okay, I won't implement on others for now. And yes, we will do that. Cancel. For now, canceling. And I'll just close this. And there is account recovery. So super admin, account recovery, user account recovery. So super admin are us because, just like toys are us, there's super admin are us. Okay, anyway, so the super admin, if you have access to admin console and organization, you created an organization, then they consider you as a super admin. So well, then they're saying account recovery for that. So if I go inside, super admins can recover their own accounts if they forget their password. So allow super admins to recover their account on. Yes, we should be able to recover. Users and non-super admins can recover their own account if they forget their password. Okay, they can also allow users, and actually it's off. This setting doesn't apply if you're using single sign-on with a third-party identity provider or Google Workspace password sync. Allow users and non-super admins to recover their account. Well, it is actually off. I don't have any end users here who's going to separately use. I'm the super admin, I'm the admin, and I'm the end user as well. So, well, this means that super admin can reset their passwords as well. But if you want the users to reset their own password, yes, you can allow that. Going back, and then there is login challenges. So that is post SSO verification. So single sign-on, if you have created a single sign-on, you have a branch or you have another subscription and you have created a single sign-on between the two, then this is something that you can configure. So if you go for logins using SSO bypass additional verifications, or logins using SSO are subject to additional verifications if appropriate, and 2 steps. So you're saying that suppose you created a single sign-on with the salesforce.com website or Facebook or Azure. So if you have enabled that, so do you want that single sign-on one level authentication, okay, or do you want that, okay, we have created a single sign-on for Azure, and Azure's users will be authenticated from Azure and can connect to our cloud platform, or you can just put that no, not only that they will be authenticated from Azure, they will have to follow 2-step process as well, right? So there, and login challenges. And then there is applied at the organization level. Login challenges are additional security measures to verify a user's identity. If a suspicious attempt to access their account is detected, like they are suspicious of me now, specific login challenges presented to the user, such as entering their employee ID, or only issued if Google has relevant details of that user. So use employee ID to keep users more secure. So yes, if the Google account or gets suspicious of your activity, they can also ask your employee ID as well if you have enabled this option, right? So otherwise it will always ask your password again and again. So, well, these are just according to the scenario. You can just choose whichever really suits your configurations and scenario. And then there is set up a single sign-on for SAML applications. If I click that, to configure single sign-on using SAML, follow your service provider's instructions. So, well, SAML is security assertion markup language, and that is if you want to connect to some other organization. If I click the learn more here, so they would have the same scenarios that Azure had for single sign-on. Google provides a pre-integrated single sign-on for over 200 cloud applications. So you can connect to 200 cloud applications with a single sign-on. What is a single sign-on? You just need one username password to connect, to log into Google services as well as whichever other cloud application you're connecting to now. So that is then 15.5 cloud application for me cloud 7 Gs. Wow. And so these are the cloud applications, Bonusly and Clear Review and Commit, Clubhouse, Dashlane. It goes on and on. So it's 200 cloud applications here, Pivotal and People HR, and it goes Salesforce is there as well. And is there Azure? So I'm just gonna Control F on that and go for Azure. Azure. Oh, what am I doing? Azure, right? No Azure, but there is Amazon Web Services, AWS. Oh, actually, it does not say AWS. It just says Amazon because Amazon Web Services is there, right? And Google is a good friend of Amazon as well. Well, in terms of business rivalry. And Microsoft, did it mention? Wow. Okay, so no connection with Microsoft. They hate Microsoft. That's not fair. Okay, why am I saying that? Anyway, so you can connect to, so this means that Google has already done creating the documentation for 200 applications and tested it and said that if any user come from your side, it's okay. You authenticate your users. I trust your authentication, and I will just let them log in to our resources, right? So that's what you're saying when you're going for 200 cloud applications here. And that's a very big list of many of the famous ones. One more thing I'll just check there is Facebook there. Oh yeah, Facebook is there. So Azure also has Facebook, and Zendesk is there, Zimbra is there. These are some of the more common, and WebEx is there as well. So all mainstream companies other than Microsoft, everyone is there. In fact, Office 365 is there, so it's not other than Microsoft. Office 365 is there as well. So G Suite can connect to Office 365, and Office 365 also has that Google sign there. Office 365 can connect to Google G Suite, and they are showing here as well. So both sides can connect to. Obviously, if they are showing here, they must have done the collaboration and testing, and then they would mention here. So both sides can connect to each other. So it's not just, I was just looking the wrong one. Search term, Office 365 is there. That's very good. So if Amazon is there, Office 365 is there, and you can connect to any of these applications. So if I just check that out, Office 365, one more thing is, so if I click that, set up SSO via SML or via SAML for Office 365, I'm going to click that, and using security assertion markup language, your users can use their Google Cloud credentials to sign into enterprise cloud applications. So this is the whole step one: get Google Identity Provider IDP information, set up 365 as a SAML 2.0 service provider, set up Google as a SAML identity provider, enable the Office 365 app, verify that the SSO is working between Google and Office 365. So this is the whole, actually, I was going to say that. Really? Oh, I didn't expand that. So so Azure exactly has the same, or Office 365 exactly has that same document on their side as well. Well, that's how to, so I'm just going to put that here, that how to connect to Office 365. Or I'll put there how to connect Google G Suite to Office 365 cloud application. Now that would be interesting if you're trying to follow all this. Verify this, SAML, and auto provisioning, automatically provision users in the Office 5 application. Okay, so if I go back here, yeah, security settings for SSO. So they do provide the certificate settings at entity ID and SSO URL as well for that particular configuration that is shown there. If you follow that whole page, then these are some of the IDs that you need to fill up there. Okay, so if we go back here, account recovery, login challenges, set up single sign-on, set up single sign-on with a third-party IDP. So this is SAML application way, and then there's a third-party ID, and that is set up SSO with a third-party identity provider, and that could be single sign-in page URL, and sign-out page URL. So if there is a third-party online cloud provider whose job is to connect any two services together, any two cloud applications, or 3 or 4 or 10 cloud applications together, then you can just attach that here as well, or put its sign-in. So there are some sites that only do this. Hey, you want to connect with each other? Okay, we can provide you the tools, and you can we'll charge you this, and after that you can connect. So you want to connect directly yourself, or you can go with third-party identity providers or IDPs as well. So that's and then there's advanced protection program. and that is safeguard the Google accounts of users who are at risk of targeted attacks. Allow users to enroll in the advanced protection program. If you disable an enrollment after previously enabling it, users who are already enrolled in the advanced protection program are still enrolled. Well, if you disable that. For enrolled users, advanced protection program, policies override the policies you configure manually. So enable user enrollment. So enroll the users so there would be safeguards or protections available for them from targeted attacks. It's already enabled. Security codes. Security codes are single-use codes that can be used where security keys are not supported. Users can generate these codes from this site and then log in. So if I click the learn more here, protect users with the advanced protection program, enable user enrollment in the advanced protection program, and then it goes, what is the advanced protection program? Yeah, targeted online attacks if you want to safeguard yourself. And advanced protection program, security policies, strong authentication with security keys, use of security codes with security keys. So admin requirements, enrollment can be enabled by these. So it is already enabled actually. And then enable user, what's next? Enable user enrollment in the advanced protection program. So that's what we were here for. And it's a loop. No, now it says that what to do. So enable user enrollment in the advanced protection program. Identify users who are vulnerable to attack and select them from enrollment. Survey your information for vulnerable users. And then order security keys. Get 2 security keys for each user. So you can actually order the security keys for those users that they can use, and it will be, in the application you can already generate with multi-factor authentication. Control which third-party apps are trusted for advanced protection. So you can really, suppose a hacker had hacked a user, so then that user's credentials were changed, yes, but then it's kind of unreliable. Maybe somebody's really after that user, so you can just implement some more security plans here. For that user. Verify identified high-risk users that they can enroll in advanced protection. So anyway, you have to manually identify that which users are at risk, which were hacked, and then security precautions taken then after that. But then how to protect them further by following these steps there. So this would be the page that is just showing the advanced user enrollment programs. Okay, so we've explored a lot of features here for admin, and if I go back here, alright, so I'll close this, and close this, and close this. Yeah, this was it. Allow security codes without remote access. Okay, so this is already selected here, but you have to go with those users and implement those step-by-step protection plans for those users. And I'm gonna just go back here. So there's context-aware access, and context-aware access is only available for users with specific enterprise licenses. Only super admins and delegated admins with appropriate privileges can manage context-aware access. Resellers can't manage. Okay, so if we click the learn more here, so using context-aware access, you can create granular access control policies to apps based on attributes such as user identity, location, device security status, and IP address. So they're just pretty much saying that in English that it's you can give granular access. So suppose you're connecting from, you hired some employees and users from a certain location, and that suppose you hired some from New York. So those are all end users, that. So you can go for, okay, these users will have very end user privileges there, and access control policies will be for the apps. So if the end users are using our apps here, we will give them granular user according to the location. If any user connects from New York location, then the access control policies will be triggered for whichever apps they were using, and those access control policies will make sure that these users have controlled access, which means that how long they should be using those apps, with how much privileges they should be using those apps, right? So that is, you can create granular access control policies to apps based on attributes such as user entity. So this is context aware access, that where are you coming from, or what device security status you have. Suppose you have a laptop and it does not have a lot of security configured, or it's just, all having devices like tablets or iOS devices will have this kind of access to this app. So you can just do granular access control permissions or policies you can create according to where they're coming from, which IP address they're connecting from, which app they're connecting from. So according to that, give them privileged access for how long, for what kind of privileges. So you can configure all that. So that's context aware access overview, but you need to have specific licenses for that. So editions, enterprise edition, cloud identity premium. We have cloud identity free, but cloud identity premium, then you can have context aware access policies. Obviously you need to pay to get better services and features. Enterprise for education, so all that, the license is there. Obviously it's for paid users, but we get the idea that, okay, what is context aware? Where are you connecting from, what privileges you're supposed to have, and for how long you will have those privileges. Suppose you want to also put that IP based access and expire that access as well. And then there is Google Cloud Session Control. So select how often users are challenged for credentials on apps requiring cloud platform scope. Google Session Control settings would still apply for web sessions. So whenever they say often users are challenged for credentials, so that would be that users are challenged for, the users were not able to log in, users had some difficulty for how long they kept logged in, or idle timeout was timing. Normally it's access or login challenges that, and from where they're coming, connecting, and what kind of restrictions that they had. Did they connect from multi-factor authentication or not? So you can just go for require authentication and exempt trusted apps, or you can go for never require authentication. So re-authentication policy is this, that, hey, do you want the users to be re-authenticated? Hey, tell me the username password again. After some time, okay, tell me the username password again. So, and re-authentication, you can see that it's 1 hour, right? So for some users whose life you want to make miserable, you can go for every 1 hour they will have to log in again, right? So maybe that user is connecting from a hotel or a meeting room, and those are public places that may not be very secure. So in that case, let them log in again. Okay, and with security key or password, it's up to you. But kick out from the session if you want some users to be kicked out. So in the security, then this is API controls and application programming interface. Manage app access to your Google services. So any application that is outside of Google wants to connect to your Google apps, then what are your policies and restrictions there? This may be mainly for the programmers. So ensure that users can give access only to apps that your organization trusts. And yes, that's the main purpose, that API or your connectivity of outside apps to your Google apps, that connectivity is done, but is it secure or not? So manage Google services. 15 unrestricted Google services, 0 restricted Google services, and then there's 0 third-party apps that you're using. So right now this is it. But you can just show this message if a user tries to use an app that can't access restricted Google services. So you can put a message there as well, but you have to manage with the Google services and domain-wide delegation. Developers can register their web applications and other API clients with Google to enable access to data in Google services like Gmail. So it's for developers that you want to give developers, outsiders, or developers with their application domain-wide access. You have a domain now, and you want to give domain-wide access to those guys or not. So that's pretty much for API controls. If I go to security, so these are all the things that we have discussed in C, Q, Re, and T. If I go to the home option there, so then there are reports, billing, account settings, admin roles, domains, data migration support. So we're going to cover that in next class, and well, so now it's time to wrap up and see you on Friday. Yay! Or yay. Okay guys, so if there are any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just connect again on Friday, and thank you, bye bye.